All right, all right, all right, all right. What up, people? Welcome to Blood Talk NOLA. Happy Mardi Gras to all the revelers out there. Welcome to the city. Welcome to the smokeout. Sit back, relax, get you something to drink, roll up, and get ready for another good one for the week. I'm your host, P. Dot, on the spot.
Co-host Solid Child 17. Godson.
And our boy Chop Tracks, who's not in the building tonight, is handling big business with our old alma mater and keeping his children safe. But he'll be on with us sometime whenever he get in. Um, this week, our topic for this week is what laws in a constitution need to be removed, right? And I've been hearing a lot of talk about the Constitution and people saying kiss your constitutional rights goodbye and so on and so forth and stuff like that. So that's what brought up this particular conversation for this week. Um, it's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to see what my brother got. I got a couple of videos I'm gonna present, and they're both good videos now. And I will say this: they both talk about the same thing, but they both have very different views on the same subject. So I want y'all to be on the lookout for that. And uh, for
Butterfly,
the
what's up,
people,
cuz? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We about to
what
get it
up? What up,
popping.
DD504 Butterfly
DD
Kiki?
504
Here
in
we
the
go.
building as
What's
well.
happening? So I want y'all to definitely be on the
Play some
lookout
music, B, huh?
for the differences in what's being said as far as my particular topic. I don't know what my brother got for me, but I'm quite sure it's going to be good and interesting. So I want y'all to keep y'all eyes and ears open. Jump in them comments because the comments is what keep us going, and it helps us learn from you all just as well as we're putting out stuff for people to learn from. So whenever y'all feel like jump in and let us know what you think about what we're talking about. So let's get started. But first and foremost, brother, how your week been going?
Oh man, been a good week, bro. Been a good week. Not far as me though, but um, I'm gonna say as far as what I've been hearing out here, that's been the craziness, bro. It's a lot of
Mhm.
craziness going on right now. It ain't even much yet.
Right.
You know, it's all kind of stuff. So I've been kind of mostly interested in I would say social studies and current events right now. And
Okay.
shit ain't matching up, Peter. Shit ain't matching up. Shit don't sound right from what I used to know and what they telling us now and all kind of shit. Butterfly Kiki, we got a good one for you, babe. I'm telling you, stick around. Don't leave. Stick around.
That's
I
like
know you're probably
that's
busy.
like saying
Hop back in, but I'm trying to tell you, you're gonna miss it. So
right. That's like
stay
saying the
stay
math ain't
tuned. I'm
math,
telling you.
bro.
This is that work. But that's I've been really on my Sherlock Holmes shit lately, Peter. But that's all for my week though. But everything big copacetic though, right?
Yeah. For me, it's been a good week of healing. My wife say my arm look like a pig lip. Uh, I'm recovering
Like a
from an
skint the
injury I
black off you
sustained last
literally, huh, Peter?
literally skint the yeah, you can literally say that because I done skint the black off of me. I'm pink. Ah, but I'm in the process of healing, man. I had I'm gonna say a week of learning what not to do, as well as learning and relearning some things that I already knew how to do, such as wound care, bandaging, uh, making sure that you keep your wounds clean and dry, well moisturized. I'll say that too, because a burn, as far as the the external burn, that shit hits different. Like especially for an area of your body that you use frequently, man, it is different. You burn your hand, that's one thing. But to burn your arm between your shoulder and your forearm in an area you can't reach, oh man, that's so different. So I had to learn to move, lay down, and so on and so forth. I ain't want to touch no. I Lord, the first 2 days I ain't want nobody touching me. Don't touch me. I don't want you touching me. Don't get away from me. But you know, I should be good to go back to work either Tuesday. I should be good to go back, but yeah, definitely. And you right, bro. I've been seeing some things that um, politically wise and historically wise that's been kind of like, well, what were we taught? Because the stuff that I was taught about a lot of monarchs and patriarchy and stuff like that, I'm seeing that there's a great dynamic shift.
All right,
Even with
we almost down Carrollton now. We almost down Carrollton. We only going to.
I got you. But yeah, man. So
You go at Doug Claybo.
yeah. But I'm sorry about that, folks. So let's go ahead and get into it. First things first, we got any other news?
Yes, sir, we do. We have a lot of other news, but it's the same stuff, but it's a lot. It's a
Okay,
lot
what you
to
got,
unpack.
Pop?
It's a lot to pull out of the situation, It's a lot to learn too, as well. And
Yeah,
man,
because
some
I
stuff you
just got a
might laugh
couple of
at.
little small.
So,
I'm all for it.
all right, let's get it then. We in them comments, like I say, shout out to Butterfly. What you say, Butterfly? They moved the memorial from by my job to another place. Shaking my head. All this for Mardi Gras.
All for this Mardi
Well,
Gras.
yeah, cause it's getting bigger and bigger. Butterfly is uh it's bringing in more money, right? So when you bring in more money, you bring in more problems, and sometimes things that's made to be cherished or to be upheld as something, in the community, it's in a way. They don't give a damn about none of that. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a damn about none of that. That shit is in the way of goddamn Bacchus. Move that shit. I don't give a damn who old ass up under there. This is the type of mentality that we have with these type of people when it comes to this city. They seem to forget about what actually created this city, versus what's bringing in money with this tourism. Cop season, whoa, what's down around? We put that link in for your brother when you want to jump in later on. We definitely got a good one for you. You know what I'm saying, today. I'm about to hit y'all with this other news, man. Cop season, don't go nowhere, bro. Listen, I need you to listen good on this one, round. Because I'm gonna need you to jump in the comment. Butterfly, don't go nowhere. Here we go. I'm trying to tell you. I'm about to drop this on y'all right quick. Y'all give me y'all best point of view of what you think of this. Don't sympathize with nobody and none of that shit. Because we probably know people just like it. Let's get into it.
A woman is charged with first-degree child abuse in the case of those 3 children who were found to be severely neglected for years in Pontiac. They were living inside this home among piles of garbage and human waste. Investigators say their mother had cut them off from the outside world, essentially. Will Jones is following this case tonight. He's live in Pontiac with the very latest. Will.
Ty, it is such a sad story. Police say those kids lived at that house here in Pontiac for years, all by themselves. Police say their mother, Kelly Bryan, left them there. Her son only left the house twice in the last several years to check the mailbox. The girls never left the home. Investigators say the mother told the kids not to leave the house.
What stands out the most for me is no love. There was nobody there to care for them for between 3 and 4 years. No parent, nobody physically present to let them know that they were safe and they were loved.
Their years-long nightmare at this home in Pontiac ended last week on Valentine's Day. While conducting a welfare check for missed rent payments, police discovered a 15-year-old boy and his two sisters, ages 12 and 13, living in filth with no parental supervision.
The children were afraid to come out of their hiding places and to speak with the police. Police had to repeatedly advise the children that they were there to help and they were safe. The children's bodies and clothing were covered in feces, and the girls had difficulty physically walking outside of the residence.
Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald says Kelly Bryant moved out of the home several years ago, leaving the kids to basically fend for themselves, only having food dropped off occasionally.
The defendant took the active steps of lying and concealing to make sure the children went undiscovered, and she took these actions knowing that her children would suffer serious physical and emotional harm as a result.
The children shared with investigators about what they experienced and why they did not seek out help.
All three children expressed fear
Come on, y'all.
about what their mother's response would be if they left the home.
This just the beginning.
The three kids are staying with family right now. Brian does have another child.
He's staying
who
with
lives
family.
their
Listen.
father. Brian is scheduled to be in court tomorrow for an arraignment, so we are likely to learn more details then. So many questions remain about this case. We are live in Pontiac.
All right, Pete, let me answer this comment right quick. The system, okay. The system and the neighbors failed them kids. Don't curse on Blunt Talk. We don't use kids. We use children. A kid is a young goat. So ain't no cussing up here, Kiki. You can say fuck, but just don't say kids. All right? We different over here. Shaking my head. There's no way no one noticed this behavior, and you're correct. You're correct, Butterfly, and I'm glad you said that, Butterfly, because I got some more information for you. This is not it. I'm glad you said that because somebody's going to answer that. Dee said, how you do that to children? Damn, I know. Where's your mentality, right? Who are you thinking of when you do this to your children? What is the possibility that you're not seeing that you have to do these certain things because these things are not just things, they're actual human beings. So what part of your brain shut that shit off? That's a good question, Didi. And yeah, for 3 years. For 3 years, y'all, not 3 months. Listen, Butterfly, not 3 months. That bitch been gone for 3 years. Huh? They got 12 months in the year. And 30 to 31 days in each month, my nigga. Talk to me, Pete. Go ahead, give me your point of view, and I'm gonna move on to the rest of it.
Now, I understand that you might leave your children home for a couple hours, especially being that you have one that's of age enough. But come to think about it, if you left them children home for 3 years and the oldest is 15, that means she left home when that boy was 12 years old, right? So I could see you saying, I got my fridge stocked. I got enough food in my house for my kids for me to go to work overnight, and all they got to do is run something in the microwave if they get up in the middle of the night, they hungry or whatever like that. I got everything already set for them to be able to take care of themselves, right?
Let me ask you a question right quick. Let me interject right quick. Just a quick question with these children, right? In one night, can children tear a house up?
Yes, they definitely can.
Ooh.
They can obliterate a house in a night.
Butterfly. 3 years. And my dog just said they can do this in a night. So you know ain't nobody taking no. Just think about the sanitization that need to be done and all this. Do these children even know how to do that to themselves? Did you teach them that, bitch? What's going on?
No,
No, we
that's
gonna get
what's
into it. Go ahead,
bothering me.
people. We gonna get into it right after your comment.
Because that's what's bothering me. Like, if there's feces and stuff all over the house, I mean, literally from the video that they showed, there's no way them children could have did all. I get it. I get it. That 3 years is a lot of time, but I would have been if my mama left me and my sister home for 3 years. Hell, 2 nights we'd have been out that house somewhere trying to figure out where my mama at. You know what I'm saying? Somebody would have got called on the phone. Somebody would have been over there at that house. You know what I'm saying? So, were these children that had mental disabilities, or were they just that afraid of their mother that
Good point.
they did not look to seek help, even though they knew the situation was getting worse and worse and worse?
And
Because
worse.
there's no telling. That house probably could have looked
Oh
bad
no, there is telling. That's
before
why I say I
mama
got
left
more
that
to the
house.
story, P. Look, don't get ahead of yourself. I got more to the story. I just want everybody questions in, so when y'all listen to the rest of the story, it's going to answer y'all questions. So I'm just picking brains right now, P. So that you brought up a great point with that, and we have evidence of family members in some of those questions that you just asked. So I have the sister-in-law. The sister-in-law came forward and talked to the news. So we're going to listen to the sister-in-law, and we're going to get some more backdrop on what y'all asking. Now, remember y'all questions, and remember how we talking about this, right? So let's just go off of that. Butterfly, what you say? Hold on. What you say? What about who collected the rent? Now, Butterfly, check this out. Like, the man only found the children in the house. Remember, they said because the bitch she didn't pay rent since October. So this would made him start an investigation to see what was going on with the woman, because she was paying it. She been gone for 3 years, but somebody been paying that shit up until October. And this is how they found the kids. So let's get into it. Yeah, I know, P. Hold your
hold
your horse.
Say something about a welfare check earlier too. In the very early
that's what I'm referring to. The welfare check. That's what I'm referring to about her question, right?
Okay, gotcha.
Because she didn't come with the rent. Okay, so let's go, y'all. Let's stay focused. Here we go.
Knew she was a bad parent, but I don't think nobody really realized this was going on.
Charlene Bryant is the former sister-in-law to 34-year-old Kelly Bryant, now facing child abuse charges after investigators say they found 3 of her kids living alone in squalor for several years at this Pontiac townhouse on Lydia Lane. Charlene has not been in contact in years and has loads of questions now.
I just don't know how the family don't know when they were so close.
Oakland County prosecutor Karen McDonald charged Kelly Bryant with 3 counts of child abuse in the first degree, which could mean life in prison if convicted. All of this after police say they found 3 of Bryant's 4 kids, a 15-year-old boy and his 2 sisters, ages 12 and 13, living in horrific conditions.
Her daughters were hiding in a bathroom that was filled with feces, piles of trash, and completely non-functional, while her son was hiding in another room. Police were astonished to find anyone in the location because it appeared to be uninhabitable, with piles of garbage and refuse several feet high, including large amounts of human excrement.
The prosecutor says Bryant lived at the home with all 4 kids back in 2019, but later moved out, leaving 3 of her children abandoned while one of the kids went to live with their dad. Detectives say the landlord called police to the home, worried for Bryant's welfare after not getting a rent payment since last October. That's when the kids were found, shaken, scared, and covered in feces, according to the prosecutor.
Honestly, I thought the grandmother was taking care of the children.
That's the last you heard.
Yeah, that's the last. You went 4 or 5 years without seeing your grandchildren. There was no questions.
We stopped by the Pontiac home of Bryant's extended family, where the police eventually took the kids. We wanted to talk to the
went
adults.
to the door, P. Look.
Hi, how are you? Is there anything you'd like to say, sir? No comment given there.
Hell
we also
no.
searched Bryant's Facebook page, which was easy to
Look,
find
look,
and not
look.
set to private.
Look, Butterfly,
Her content
check
shows
out.
her modeling various outfits for the camera.
She's gonna claim she couldn't afford to take
She's
care of her
a
kids,
bad
but
bitch.
you got your hair done, you got your nails done, you got new clothes on all your pictures. Come on now.
What do you think should happen at this point?
She needs to go to prison and never see her kids again. Them kids need to go to someone that's gonna take care of them.
So here's what we know so far, right? So it should have answered some of y'all questions, right? But I know it didn't answer all, right? Butterfly, you asked about the rent situation and that situation. You see how they found out? See, they wasn't even supposed to find this out. Butterfly, they wasn't even supposed to know nothing about this. Ron was just trying to see where his damn rent was. He ran into a goddamn catastrophe. They say they had piles of excrement, whatever they called it, shit, and whatever else connected together in that motherfucker. They went to the people's house, talked to them, because this is where it stems from that situation when y'all asked about the people and stuff. Now, I remember you saying something about neighbors too, Butterfly. I remember you saying something about a neighbor. Well, I got something what the neighbor said about this nasty bitch. Cause Didi, you the only one kind of getting on her head about that dumb shit. What did he say earlier? People love the benefits but don't want the responsibility that come with it. What does she mean by that, P-Dot, when she say people love the benefits but don't want responsibility that comes with it? And what you think about the sister-in-law's statements and what's going on?
I wonder how many people really.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Being here, you just popped up.
I'm thinking about, there's no way, if I know my neighbor has 3 children and I know how my neighborhood is, so I see who comes, who goes at all different times of the day, right? The only time I don't know about your coming and goings is when I'm at work, right? So at some point during my time, I'm going to get a phone call from my wife, or I might get like a notification or a text message saying, X, Y, Z. But there's no earthly way, if you living in a freaking apartment complex and you don't see the adult that lived in this unit.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, because I do have some from the neighbor, P. That's what I was just telling you. So I don't know if you heard the question before that, because I asked you something before that.
No, I'm sorry. What you asked me before
yeah, because you jumping on something before it even happens, right? So let me say it again. Let me say it again. A lot of them ain't mental. Some just ain't shit. Okay, that was a comment. Wait, that was a comment from DD504. But she also said this, and I was asking you, what does this mean? People, what she say? Where is that? I'm
people
sorry.
love the benefit but not the responsibility.
Yes. I want you to answer that. What is that? And what does she mean by that? And what do you think of the comments that came from the sister-in-law?
Now, the comment that DD504 made, I do see a lot of that, and it goes back to something that I see about the Social Security system. They allow these parents to come in there with no real documentation showing that these children have any disabilities, right? And before an appointment, right? No matter what, because I've seen this happen, and I'm talking to my wife in the background. I've seen this happen myself, where parents will tell their children, no matter what they say, act like you don't understand what they say, right? Knowing full well that the child knows what these people are saying. I don't know. I don't know. That'll be the primary answer, right? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's something that at one point, and I'm not saying that this goes for all people who are trying to get financial assistance for their children to help take care of them with their disability or whatever. I'm not saying that that's the case for all. I'm saying I've seen it happen where people will prompt their children on what to say at these Social Security appointments with these doctors, right? That way they get the check, they ain't got to work for nothing. The child still not getting the care or the things that that check is for, and then turn around and have situations like this. Well, I'm getting this check.
Sound like neglect to me.
Right? I'm getting this check, and I'm on Section 8, so Section 8 paying the rent. I'm getting a check. The check gonna take care of all of what I want and what I need.
It's a lot of eyes in this week.
And then when it comes down to the children,
I'm just ad-libbing, don't worry.
They rely on outside sources to take care of the children. Or they'll go to like the church and say, you know, different little things like that. Like, you really trying to live a scot-free life. But you got these children caught up in your mess. Right?
It's a great point.
I get that you want children at some point. But are you capable of dealing with what comes along with having children? And from what I'm seeing, like DD504 said, she ain't mental. She knew what she was doing, right? You can't even get up there and use the mental insanity defense at this point.
You know why? I think because of that Instagram. Did you see her Instagram? She was dressed up, huh?
No, see, I didn't see the Instagram, but I'm glad you
I don't know what you was doing. Hey, I don't know what you was doing, but the audience, y'all saw Instagram. P, she got fresh clothes on every picture.
Right, but how the
and
children
a new
look?
wig. How her children look?
Right.
She don't know. She ain't been there in 3 years.
She been
They
there.
full of shit in the. That's why I say people gotta pay attention to certain things. Now we gonna get to the neighbor people, because I keep hearing people say, "Well, the neighbors ain't shit." No, this shit here. Okay, I understand certain parts of it, but what if this is not the same situation, people? We can't keep looking at everybody else but the person who did it. Yeah, we know she did it, but who else did? No. Let's stay focused here. It's her no good ass trying to benefit off them kids. Sound like it to me, because P said there's money and everything involved with this shit. It's your own certain little shit that you could get away with this shit. So let's dig more deep into this situation, y'all, because it's getting better. It's getting better. And I appreciate everybody coming through, everybody showing love, and everybody giving me their points of views on this, because this is what this is about. This is why it's called a smoke out. This is why this is a smoke session. You bring your fucking smoke, whatever you believe, whatever you know is on your heart to say. Speak on that shit, and don't be scared, because this is that type of platform. So appreciate y'all. Here we go.
Now, Kelly Bryant is facing federal charges of child abuse after investigators discovered her children living in filth and squalor for years. And today, our team found out where Bryant may have been living.
And that's not all. 7 News Detroit reporter Sarah Michaels is also listening to the children's grandparents tonight, and a neighbor who says he actually had interactions with the kids before.
Up until this point, many of us believed that the 3 children living in this home had no contact with anyone except for their mother for nearly 5 years. Well, today we learned that at least a handful of times they did call out to a neighbor. Was it just
I didn't say nearly 5?
Maybe 2 or 3 times.
A
Check it
father
out.
himself, Jamar Johnson, tells me he felt the need to share that he heard the 3 kids abandoned in squalor in this Pontiac home. For 6 months, he has lived 2 doors down, and occasionally they yelled out their window to him.
Just, they say, hey, nice car. But, and I might wave back at them, but that's it. There's no way that I could have known that they were in a terrible situation.
Johnson says, how could he know that the room the children were calling from was stacked 4 feet high with mold, feces, and trash? He says he never saw them outside, but he saw their mother, 34-year-old Kelly Marie Bryant.
She would be outside for hours and hours.
Where she be at, P?
Johnson says Bryant was always
outside
in a car
with a friend in
friends.
front of the house.
He never
Listen,
saw her go
listen.
inside, and he wonders, who was that friend? Did they know who Bryant was hiding?
She's from here, she's from there. We don't know where she resides.
So many have been wondering where Bryant herself lived while her children sat in isolation. Court documents show 2 addresses. At one of them, I talked to a woman who confirmed Bryant was living here.
Were you guys living together?
The house is about 6 minutes away from where
Yeah,
Bryant
Butterfly, this
was.
bitch ain't got no
The
excuses.
woman
Look,
behind the
she
door
ain't got no
telling
excuses,
me that
Butterfly,
Bryant
listen.
always told them the kids were with their dad, and Bryant actually played with other people's kids. The 3 children, ages 15, 14,
Butterfly.
and 12, are currently staying with their maternal grandpa. Over the phone, their paternal grandpa,
Oh, it's a
Samuel
good
Witt,
old
tells
mama.
me he and the kids' father have been trying to see the kids for years.
See?
But it just hurt because it's not the fact that she had to take them to
Come on.
that. Why would she do that?
Come on.
And that wasn't the situation.
White says that he
Come on,
personally
y'all.
asked Bryant to bring the kids around. The answer was always no, begging the final question, and perhaps the biggest question, why would she do this?
How are you guys coping with that?
I mean, it's sickening because it was like we wasn't running from the situation. We always asked about them. They doing all right, but it's a lot of scars. It's a lot of scars.
Bryant will be back in court March 4th for a probable cause conference. In Pontiac, Sarah Michaels.
Probable cause? What probable cause do you
See,
need?
I knew that was gonna
She
piss
left
y'all,
her
PP. I
children
knew
there.
that was gonna get you. See, that's what I'm trying to, and that's
What
why I
the
wanted
fuck?
y'all to hear what y'all say first. And this is what we do, y'all. Now think about why I asked y'all these questions. Butterfly, Dee, Top. This is why I asked these questions. Because look how fast we sympathize for what the woman probably was going through and all this shit here. When this bitch just laying up saying, fuck these kids. And they can't be with their daddy. And I got a whole nother fucking house somewhere else. And I'm still posting on Instagram. Bitch, now what? New wig and everything. Huh? So when somebody has that type of mentality,
ain't shit bitch right there.
ain't no sympathizing with a killer, you hear me? Ain't no, we don't, this is America. We don't negotiate with terrorists. Okay? You understand me? And a lot of you bitches out here are terrorists. You're terrorizing your household, you're terrorizing these kids, and you're and ready to crash out with a bomb on your chest, bitch, like you believe in Allah. Ain't this crazy? Butterfly, something wrong. Look, something is when you feel like you're being that selfish in yourself, something in your head need to click and say, I need to get my shit together. And if that shit ain't clicked yet, you need to check your motherfucking switch. Because you're around here being goofy, especially if you running your fucking mouth about anybody else. You could go have, what they used to say, you could go have several seats. No, matter of fact, you could get to several work. You could get to several work. Get your ass up and mop or something, bitch. How you lead in churning there for 3 years? Excuse me, four to almost 5 years. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm just the assistant pimp. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Listen to this shit. Now y'all said about the neighbor. Look, neighbor said, yeah, I did see the kids once or twice in 4 to 5 years. Y'all listen. The bitch had to churn in there like it was Shawshank Redemption. It was terrified of her. She would come to the house, y'all. and sit in the car with a friend in front of the house. Never seen going in. Okay?
I gotta ask this. And
no, go ahead. Go ask away.
What did they have for them children to eat? Because I'm quite sure 3 years, whatever they had.
Yeah, you must have wasn't watching, Pete. Pete, you ain't see all them damn Little Caesar pizza boxes them people was throwing away?
So
they was throwing away all kind of pizza boxes. Them bitches was stacked up about 4 feet.
Look, she just reaching the shit through the door.
P, listen to me. P, you still sympathizing with the bitch. The bitch ain't even do that.
No, I'm saying.
No,
I'm talking about the children.
I know you're joking. I know you're joking, but listen to what I'm about to tell you though. The bitch used to get strangers to drop food off at the house.
Damn.
This is what I talked about last week or 2 weeks ago. This was the first story. This is a update. Yeah.
I do not, Lord.
She won't be bothered with them at all, P. Knowing they was in the house and had somebody paying the rent up until October. Think about it. You was a cold bitch, which means you knew what you was doing. What you say, P? My bad. I ain't mean to cut you off.
In every single aspect. That's why I say I can't even, as me as a judge, I'm going P-Dot court right now. As a fucking judge, you're not about to come in my court and sit here and plead insanity on nothing. I don't care what your lawyer come in there talking about. You had enough sense to have strangers drop food off to your children. Your neighbors are telling me they see you come to the house and sit out front in the car with your friends. I can't say friends with an S, but with your friend, right? You have been denying access of said children to their father and his family, which is their family, for them to be with their family. And the answer was always no. So you knew the reason why you said why you were telling them no. So I'm not about to sit up here and say you a sick individual. You are a fucked up individual.
Yeah.
You was doing
she actually had 4 kids too. P, remember, she let one of the kids stay with the daddy. And that's how they say it too. She let one of the kids stay with the daddy. Like the other kids didn't have daddies. You just heard the grandfather. The other ones, right?
So look,
ooh,
if you
that
let one go stay with the daddy, why not let them all go stay with the daddy? Right? Because if you're not gonna be a responsible person, right? A responsible person would have said, well, if I'm gonna let one go stay with the daddy, I'm gonna let them all go stay with the daddy. If I got 4 baby daddies here, 4 baby daddies, one child for each one of y'all motherfuckers here. But ain't no way. Like I say, in my court, you're not about to come up in here and plead no fucking insanity defense. Bitch, you lucky I don't throw this shit.
I'm glad you bought court up, people, because y'all know she did get caught. They did catch up with her, people. And the judge was like, I don't even want to give your ass a bond, first of all. But, she had to go by the law, and the lady has a bond. So let's hear what the bond is, and let's get a little more info on her case and what's going on with that. And that'll be my last one for other news, Pete.
All
right. Here we go, y'all. This is the climax. Here we go.
We're going to go now to our other top story. A judge setting the bond at $250 million for the woman accused of abandoning her children in a Pontiac home.
This is a story we've been following since Sunday when we first found out about the heartbreaking investigation.
Kelly Marie Bryant facing a judge today. The 34-year-old appearing via Zoom in Pontiac's 50th District Court. The judge calling Bryant a danger to the community.
She is accused of leaving her 15-year-old son and her 12 and 13-year-old daughters alone since March of 2020. The children were discovered living in horrendous conditions.
7 News Detroit reporter Sarah Michaels listened in on that arraignment and is outside the home where that alleged abuse took place in Pontiac.
We have spent most of this afternoon outside of this home where 3 children were allegedly abandoned for nearly 5 years. We are told that they were living among mold, feces, and piles of trash up to 4 feet, 5 feet tall, some of which we just saw carried out a few moments ago.
Feces all over the place.
Soiled mattresses, moldy couches, dozens of pizza boxes, and trash, all being pulled out of this Pontiac home almost a week after 3 children were discovered living here. It is alleged that 34-year-old Kelly Marie Bryant abandoned 3 of her children here back in 2020. A boy and 2 girls, now 15, 13, and 12. Presumably 10, 8, and 7 at the time of their abandonment. They were finally found Friday during a wellness check for Bryant. According to the Oakland County Sheriff's Department, Bryant would drop off food periodically and threaten the children to never leave or answer the door. For nearly 5 years, we're told that they had no hygiene products. With the door and windows now open, you can smell the filth inside this home from the sidewalk.
I find her a continued danger to the children.
Bryant is now in jail facing 3 counts of first-degree child abuse. In court Thursday, she was given a $250 million cash bond. The judge saying that she doesn't believe anyone knows where Bryant herself was truly living at the time of this abuse, and that Bryant should have no contact with her own children or anyone under the age of 18.
I'm concerned that she still may have contact with a family member from the jail with instructions to continue to engage in the fear tactics to forbid the children from cooperating with authorities.
The sheriff has told us that Bryant's 3 children have received treatment from Care House in Pontiac this week. Care House is an incredible local nonprofit that provides treatment for children who are victims of abuse. Stay with us because coming up in an hour.
Shout out to Care House, man, because they actually did do a wonderful job, man. People was bringing in bags and bags of clothes for these kids. The community definitely opened up to this situation once they figured out and knew what was going on. Because, you know, like we like to say earlier, where the neighbors and all them fit. No, I can't give it to them on this one, y'all. I can't give it to the neighbors and them on this one. Because looking at how that building made and all that, if you don't see children outside, then you just don't see children outside. Look like people going to work and all that. Like the man said, I only saw him a couple of times. Like I stayed right there. So that means that place is isolated. We got neighbors right now. We don't know what the fuck going on over there because we never hear shit. We don't know shit and we don't see shit until they come outside. The camera catch a motherfucker 2 o'clock in the morning or something, walking out, taking out trash. That's how I found out somebody lived over there. So looking at it from that perspective, we got to put it into place of how much manipulation and how much control that bitch had over them goddamn children, knowing they was at them vulnerable ages. Knowing that they looked up to her, knowing that she was by other people's house playing with their kids and shit and leaving them at home with broken toilets and all kind of shit. Who knows how many times the water went off? Who knows how many times the electricity went out? They say, bro, when the police came there, bro, the little girls barely could walk, bro. What was going on?
You know how painful that sounds?
So looking at this,
you got
man,
you got that much fecal matter stuck to your skin to the point where you can't move. That's horrible.
It's torture, right? Brother. And that's why I call that bitch a terrorist. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Is this shit bigger than you know. This bitch here needs to be addressed. And that's why the lady said what she said. I'm with Miss Rhonda, the judge, P. She set that bitch at $250 million. That's bigger than P. Diddy shit.
Yep. I'm surprised she didn't go higher. That must have been the statute.
fuck. You
Because I
feel
probably
me?
would have
She
tried
like
to set that bitch.
yeah.
I
That bitch come
probably
up.
what you
Bruh,
bond and
if
be
that
saying
bitch come up with
on
$250,000, bitch, she gonna get shot in the head. Ain't no way
somebody
you
need to
coming up with that bill.
assassinate.
Ain't no
But,
way you
bro,
coming
I
up with
don't
that
know.
bill.
I don't know, bro. You had money to pay that fucking rent, and you ain't been in that bitch for fuck 5
Who
years.
said she was paying it? That's the well, I
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
right. You right.
Where she
You
was
right.
getting
You
the
right
money
about
from.
that.
That's what I'm
You
trying.
right
I don't
about
know.
that.
She sounds
So
like a
somebody was
homosexual.
saying it if it wasn't right.
Staying at other
That's
people's house and
horrible.
shit, and it's a lot, Pete. It's a
You
lot.
know,
You go. I
bro,
passed the mic too, bro.
that shit is it's hard to untangle that much of a fucking web when you got. And I heard the lady say something, and they say it was presumed that the children were 10,
Your
8.
background kind of loud, man. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm in the fucking zoo. Hold on.
Can you tell your people to calm down? Go in the corner or something. Yeah, and they're going, no, we talk about kids right now. Children right now. Excuse my language. We can hear everything going on. Butterfly, what you say? Trump is a disgrace. Butterfly, don't come here with that bullshit, bro. I am not on none of that shit. I am not on that train, Butterfly. Leave all that alone. Please don't get influenced with that.
I heard the lady say they was presumed 10, 8, and 6 when the mom left the house. So that goes into the 5-year thing. Right? That goes right into that 5-year window that, we all were thinking, because they at first they said 3 years, but then they said between 3 years, now it's 4 to 5. Now we're hearing actually that the little boy, the oldest one, was approximately 10 years old when the mother left the house. So that definitely fits into the category of what we were thinking when we heard the neighbor say the 5-year thing, and the other father of one of the children saying that they had been trying to feed the children for the last 5 years. So that does make a very significant approach, right? That gives us a very significant way to approach the situation. And I understand why the judge set the bond so high. And for her to add the stipulation that she don't even think that it's safe for her to be around nobody unless they 18, even if they 18 with adult supervision.
She said, yeah, nobody under 18. She ain't give her a right to fuck with nobody. I think she just said it like that, just
because of the law, yeah.
You can't be around no children at all, bitch. Don't you do it. I don't give a damn. They better be 18 and up if they're around you.
That's around nobody. Lock them in a box by themselves. You wanted to be left alone, right? Okay.
Yeah, that bitch.
Here you go.
Yeah, that
Here
girl
you go.
is
Go be left alone. Go in this box. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that
girl
to children,
is poison. Damn, bro.
You don't do that to children, bro. I'm sorry. I don't know what your life was like before you had those children. I don't know what your life was like. It would seem that you had a very significant.
She was saying that's what a churn was. So her mom and them was good. So she was lying to everybody too.
You had a big support system. So you lying to everybody about the situation. Not just the father, your family, your ex-in-laws, the neighbors,
to yourself,
the people. You was lying to everybody. So what would make me, as a judge, believe that you about to sit in my court and tell me the truth?
Yeah, she said.
That's horrible.
But you could tell, like they saying, like she looking all quiet and not saying nothing, and they're not really catching her, really saying nothing or doing nothing. So she just looked like a cage fucking animal. But in actuality, they only touched on the manipulation because they really don't know how she was actually doing it until they start doing more investigation, P. And we talking about voicemails, text messages, conversations with other people and shit, Instagram posts. There you go. Oh, I'm glad you said that. Because did you know this bitch posted a food drive on her Instagram? While this was going on?
I know you not lying to me, dog. Please tell me you didn't see that.
She posted standing by the food posing, nigga. Standing by the food posing.
Oh yeah, that's what that. I'm glad the judge put that 250 on that head. And I'm like I said,
come on, Rob.
I'm only guessing that was as high as the judge could go by law. Because I'm quite sure if she'd have said, you know what, I'm not even going to grant.
That's what it was for, Didi. It was for social media. That's what it was for. Social fucking media. You want everybody to make it seem like you doing so well with yourself, and you all put together. You're hunting. You hunting, bitch. You see what I'm saying, Pete? She putting the putting the worm on the motherfucking hook, man. She trying to catch us up.
And she caught a nice one.
And trying to give you some pride at the same time.
You caught her a nice case.
Man.
If she get convicted on all three of them charges, that's the 3 strikes law right there. 3 strikes, baby. You out of here for life.
Now,
we gonna get
we want that. We trying to see, do she have a record pass for stuff too? Because that would be even more, icing on the cake as far as giving her the time she deserved for this shit, bro. Like, you need to be in jail with a girlfriend. You need to just stop playing with your life and go do what you need to do.
I don't know if she everybody with. I don't know if she gonna get one of them. She might catch her. It might beat her to death in them.
Hey, that's what I get what you say. I know where you're going with that, because that is a taboo in their women's prison with the children. I get you.
Right.
Trust me. I was just throwing that out there for advice. Trust me. I don't know what you can do at this point. It was just as a little advice, P. I don't know, bro. Because ain't no way, ain't no coming back from this. You done already did this, and you was about to keep going if you'd have got away with it.
Yep.
So something was going on to where whoever you had paying that rent stopped paying that fucking rent, P. And didn't tell that bitch. But they probably would found out she was lying, P. Think about it.
Yeah. They definitely.
Now it's somebody. So it's a man involved, P. I'm telling you, it's somebody involved. Cause you notice they went straight to the dad. Well, where the dad at? Where the niggas that she was fucking with, and how many of them it was.
Where the cell phone records at.
So that's what we gonna, So I'm when they open all that up, and we gonna see what's happening with that, because I'm telling you, that's on my mind with that, Whatever was going on, whoever she was lying to about paying that fucking rent, because she probably was telling the person, "Yeah, I'm at home and shit too." Like the person who was paying it probably thought she was that.
The person who probably was paying the rent was the friend she was sitting out there in the car with.
Yeah, meet me by McDonald's. Yeah,
you know
nigga ain't never noticed. You ain't never pick her up from the house, or probably picked her up from the house and she was standing in front of that bitch. Never went in. It just got dropped off. Oh, that's some cold shit.
Dang, baby, you ain't gonna let me come in for the night now. I gotta make sure.
How you sell pussy that ain't selling, P? What you do after that?
Man, so I got a couple videos, man. Right quick.
That boy Cam asked that question to Mace this morning. They got their little show. Shout out to them. So that bitch be fired.
So the first one that I'm gonna put up, man, y'all gonna have to read fast because I don't have a way to pause this. This is something I screen recorded. If you have one in mind, right after the video get through playing, I probably gonna let it play again for y'all if y'all need me to play it again. But it's no talking. It's just something that you have to read. This is something that I think we as parents overlook or don't know nothing about because of the way we were brought up. We don't have a lot of the educational background that these professionals, psychiatrists do, right? So this is something that I want y'all to take a look at and think about your parenting skills versus your parents' parenting of you versus what the psychology says about what you used to do as a, and think about it, this refers to everybody now because we all did this as children. We done lied, we done acted out, we done did this, we done did that. But psychologists now are starting to look at these particular moments of behaviors and the patterns and so on and so forth, and they're starting to see different little things that can help us identify where we're going wrong at, as well as when we need to recognize when our children need help. So check this one out, y'all. Oh, sorry about that.
Okay, so the only to get attention misbehaving because you often dismiss their own feelings because they fear your reaction to small mistakes, serving you or others. Okay.
Yeah. So, it's 11 things that they put
Perfecting
up on
balance.
there. And each one of those things that they put up was something related to child behavior as to where they might have gotten that particular line of behavior from. And like I said, I didn't get a chance to have the ability to pause it because of the way I had to record it. But it definitely says that there are definite cues that we as parents need to sit down and think about. And I just was having this conversation the other day, and I was like, a lot of people don't want to tell you what to do with your child, right? Especially those that supposedly went to college and got a degree and this and this and this. But parenting doesn't come with a handbook, right? You learn as you go. Now, there are those that can tell you the basics, right? But when it comes to child behavior, and so on and so forth like that, you really, as a parent, especially if you don't have like a degree in psychology or whatever like that. Hold on. Yeah, man. All right, I'm sorry, y'all. So, as I was saying, so if you, especially if you don't have like a degree in psychology or a master's or whatever like that, that you can literally break down the behavior of the child, or even if you had like, there's a book called the DSM-5, the Diagnostic Service Manual. When you look through the Diagnostic Service Manual, so say there's a specific thing that your child does, right? You would be able to go to that diagnostic service manual, look up that particular behavior, and it would tell you key points about where that behavior could stem from, what it could be behind, what other things to look for with those behavior problems, and how to come up with a plan to deal with said problem and what what else you could do, right? Because what I just saw with that young woman was abandonment, right? She abandoned her children. So, like I said, I can't give you the excuse to say that you're insane, right? You definitely knew what you were doing. But on the back end, what were you dealing with that you did all of this and still maneuvered the way you were maneuvering, right? Because there had to be something there for you to even continue to get food brought to the children and stuff like that. So there is something there, but it's something to be determined, and that would only take years and years of breaking you down for you to admit what's going on. Hold on, y'all. Yeah. So, did anybody see anything in the video clip that caught their attention or anything that they wanted to speak out? Because it needed to be played again. I will play it again, and y'all let me know what number you saw where you want me to try to like take a quick glimpse or anything like that if need be. So, if not,
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say, if not, I'll just go ahead and go on to the next one. Because this one is something that I spoke with us in the group about a while back, and I said I couldn't find it. And the video wound up resurfacing on the internet because it's talking about certain behaviors that are put out, right? And the behaviors that get put out are behaviors that everybody needs to take notice to. Give me 1 second. Let me pull that video up right quick. I gotta take this down. Now I gotta put it back. Oh, come on, thing. Okay, there we go. Check this one out, y'all, and tell me if y'all seen this type of behavior.
Chick-fil-A, so she can use the bathroom. I say, well, we can go, cause we late and I gotta get some gas. You can go, well, I'm going to a new gas station. You can go use their restroom. She throws a fit because I won't make a extra stop so she can go use whatever bathroom she wants to use. Forget that you making me late. Forget that I gotta get gas and I can say we can do one stop. No, she made that a big issue. And guess what the women did? That's your lady. You supposed to stop and do, you supposed to take her to a nice, pretty bathroom. I said, oh, so these women narcissistic. If you think that somebody is the stronger person, since you look at me as a man, because these women are not looking at me as a woman, because the way I carry myself, the way I speak, my assertiveness, these women look at me as a man. So they treat me like one.
Right.
So in their mind, I was supposed to bend over backwards and take her to a special a special place to use the bathroom. To hell with me making a logical decision to do a one-stop shop so we can get on the road. I was the villain then. You're a narcissist. You're a narcissist. Why didn't you take your girlfriend to go use that bathroom? Wow. I say, so this is what they dealing with?
Yes.
This?
Yes.
I say, I'm not getting no relationship to be no doggone slave and to cater to no egos, because women, we supposed to be working together. We supposed to be carrying an equal load.
Yeah, y'all. So, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I definitely do though. Do you you know who that is though? That person who was saying that?
No, not actually.
Okay, that's Priscilla. She be doing that type of talking all the time, like she's kind of popular online and shit. It's just some shit with her too though, like it's like all kind of shit going on with her too, with people that she was involved with, and all kind of shit had kind of came out on her, like, so she I think she got a kid or two and was married before and all kind of stuff, like, so you knew what it was like to be a woman at one time because you know played your role at one time. Because like she said, yeah, damn, this what men go through. That you knew that already. So she was using that as a narrative, kind of like a. Huh?
Go ahead.
I'm telling you about her. I'm telling you about her. Who she is. I'm not giving you an opinion on that. I'm telling you who she. This is what I'm telling you. What she does. She's been in both situations, Pete. She's been in both situations, so she knew what it felt like to be a woman when she used to do that to her husband. That's what I'm saying. So her to make it seem like because she's playing dyke role now, the girl looked at her as a man and she just realized. She just realized shit. She already knew what time it was. She used that line because this is how she gets paid. Like, that's what I'm saying. She be doing lectures and shit, to be, you know, I think selling the book and all kind of shit. Like, you know, be giving people advice online and shit for money and shit. So it's her little thing, like, you know, kind of like a Umar Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm listening, but as far as what she was speaking on, you want me to speak on as far as what, you know, what they're going through with the women, as far as that. Some women do treat men like that though. Not all women treat men like that, and
that's what I was looking for. Like, because I hear a lot of that, right? But I don't hear enough of it being said that not everybody acts that way. Right?
Yeah,
not everybody
acts
that way.
When a woman acts that way, you could for sure look for her to want something out of you more than just you and, you know, your company alone. It's always something out of the deal when they speak like that. Like when she said, you know, she thought I had to protect her and bring her to the thing because she looked at me as a man. So when a woman does that to a man, that's, you know, kind of them feeling protected. That's supposed to be a part of it. You know, she felt played because she really like, no, bitch, I'm a woman. But it wasn't that. A man would think logically too. One stop shop. You see what I'm saying? So we go through the same shit.
One stop shop.
Like, yeah, we would have said the same shit. Like, oh, you know, but yeah, it varies. But like, just know that, you know, somebody shouldn't always be looking to get something out of you. But if it's something simple as, you know, just go and take a piss or something, yeah, I got your back. Yeah, well, you know, if that happened, if you didn't, I'm like, damn, you know, you could have went there at the gas station, huh? And I'm pretty sure, you know, if your old lady listening to you and she understand what's going on, and we trying to hit that road, she need to use the bathroom then, because it ain't gonna make no sense to, you know, to do all that. But if it's an emergency or something, yeah, nigga gonna stop outside, you know, do that shit. She gonna have to hear some words though. She definitely gonna have to talk. We're going to have the talk. Look, you know, but that goes with relationships though. God damn, you got to piss again. We just left. So did you use the bathroom at the? You know, is that argument shit is going to happen? It doesn't. You know, it doesn't take away from it being coming from a man or a woman. It's usually coming from that side of the spectrum because it's usually a woman that's doing it, and they're more defensive in looking for protection than
Yeah, because I always found that weird that you could be like, hey, look, this bathroom is just as clean as that bathroom. Go in here. No, I want to go to the place. What? Why? We gotta make 2 stops instead of 1. No, you can do piss on yourself or go to this bathroom.
That's a fact. Yeah, it would piss me the fuck off too. Trust me. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
certain things just make sense, and people need to be on board or not, and that's the whole thing. It's not just a woman thing, because remember, we just said all women don't do that. Some women got common sense and be like, bitch, I gotta piss, I'm about to use the bathroom now. Why would I wait? See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Some women actually think like that, Pete. Some women you don't have to look, Pete. Some women they don't act like little fucking kids. Some women don't act like little fucking kids. They go use the bathroom all on their own, Pete. You see that? They don't need you to go tell them to go when to go use the bathroom or when they're gonna hold their piss, knowing that we stopping somewhere where to use the bathroom at, Pete.
Right.
Your mom and your daddy told you that. Come on, bro.
You gotta pee. You better go over there in that tree.
No, don't get mad because I can whip my shit out. Fuck. You better learn how to squat, man.
Like
That's if we ain't got no
bathroom.
bathroom. But if they got the bathroom right there, that's a one-stop shop. Go use the fucking bathroom. With your grown ass.
You done paid for the gas. They out there done pissed at the pump. Like, come on, once you get through pumping that gas, we gotta go. Well, yeah, I just had those 2 little things right quick, and like I said, I wish I had the ability to pause. Sorry for the technical difficulties once again with my computer. On the first video I played, I would have been able to pause it for each one. That way we could give a good breakdown in our interpretation of what those messages were.
I caught it. Yeah, I caught it. I hope the audience caught it too. I kind of was speaking on some of it. It was basically having I called it perfect balance, but it was basically saying, trying to get that balance between you and the kids as far as the communication and you actually listening to their side of the view, holding it in instead of always looking at it as if they, trying to be disobedient, Yeah, so I was calling it perfect balance, but that's what they were speaking on, though, finding the perfect.
You know what? I could give you an agreement with that because that does sound like that's what that requires.
Diddy, what you said,
very fine balance.
Guess what?
Common.
That shit ain't common, Diddy. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, because everybody ain't got it. Everybody ain't got it. This ain't common for everybody.
Ooh, shit. Nigga said why should I have to tell you when to go use the bathroom? You a grown ass woman. Go use the bathroom. Like, I don't know, P. I just support that like that, bro. My asshole. I get it.
Believe it or not, I be getting it. Like some of them bathrooms, bro. Even me as a man, going into some of them bathrooms at some of these rest stops or gas stations or whatever like that to go use the bathroom. It ain't all the time that you gotta pee, right? And we fellas know this. It ain't all the time that I gotta go pee when I go to the bathroom. But I'd be damned if I go in the bathroom and look around and it's piss and shit all over the place. I'll go shit in the bush or piss in the bush if I got to. But before I go in that fucking bathroom.
Yeah, bro, hit that bush, bro. That's what I'm saying. You gotta use it. I ain't about to shit on myself.
Sure the hell ain't.
All right.
I done had my family laughing at me because this done been times, nigga. I'm talking about I don't want to miss this bus, but I don't have the energy, the strength, or the time
to
make it all the way back to where I just walked from. They got a bush right here. I'm a hold on as best I can and let this motherfucker go right here under this bush.
Get that shit off, boy. You motherfuckers crazy, man. You don't know how to live.
On the real. All right, folks. That was enough of the fun part. Time to get serious. We about to get into it. If it was up to you, I should have put what would you remove from the Constitution, but I wrote it up what needs to be removed from the Constitution. And like I said, I got two people talking about the same thing, but they offering different views. Well, I think I got 3 videos of people talking about the same thing, but two of them is giving the same view, and one of them is giving a different view. And the one that I think is giving a different view is the one that is most accurate, because that's how we're being treated today, right? And been treated since the formation of the part of the Constitution that I'm gonna play for y'all. So let me get it cranked up, find these videos for y'all so I can load them in, and I'm gonna let them play for you. Here's, I thought I didn't add it. God dog it. Alright, so I'm gonna get this first video lined up for y'all right quick. Now, this is the first video. I don't know the brother's name. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not good with remembering names, but I've seen him before. He's a political activist. He speaks a lot about the black and white thing, but he's also good with speaking about it when it comes to law terms and stuff like that. So I want y'all to give him a check out and let me know what y'all think in the comments afterwards. So let me go ahead and get it up on screen and get it.
Understand the purpose in it. Now they said we the people. The we the people they were not talking about black folk. No place in the Constitution they call black folk people. Black folk are defined in the Constitution as being property, as being 3/5 of a human being. They were dehumanized and left as non-civilized human beings. And that they would be equal to field animals. So whenever the Constitution uses the word, those very broad and big words like we the people and all the people in the Constitution, they are not talking about black folk. That's why when you start reading the first part of the United States Constitution, it starts off saying we the people. And it says, and we secure in our blessings of liberty. And they knew at that point that black folk would not have any liberty. And ourselves and our prosperity and shall be consistent, blah, 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 with everything except for certain people. It has certain species of people. They were talking about excluding black folk. And so consequently throughout it, it says those who could not be able to would be eligible for these benefits would be those individuals who are bound to servitude, those individuals who are indebted, those who are in bondage. Those are the broad ambiguous terms they use for black folk. They didn't say we the people and all the people. That's not the same as those indebted and those in bondage. And then that would be in Article 1 of the Constitution for those who are interested in reading it. Or if they want to, they can jump over right quick and run over to a couple other.
Now, if y'all concerned about that, it's Article 1, Section 2.
Like the Constitution Amendment 5 says the same thing, that certain people will be held in bondage and they would be excluded from the benefits of this country, of life and liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They would be classified as property in the Amendment number 5 in the Constitution. We can go on, but the issue is very simple. That the Constitution was the first affirmative action plan for white folk, and so anybody wants to go back to the original intent of the Constitution, all you gotta do is just go around and gather up all black folk and put them back in the cotton fields and give them cotton sacks and tell them from now on they can have no family, no religion, no organization, no education, no money, no wealth, no power, no fruits of their labor, and no children. That they'll be there, they'll be a servant to everybody but themselves, and they will produce wealth and comfort for everybody but themselves. So that's the original intent of the Constitution. It's all through the Constitution, but unfortunately, nobody reads it, or those who do read it don't understand it. especially and amazingly of those who went to law school and supposedly studied law and studied the Constitution and know absolutely nothing about it, what the intent was.
All right, folks, what you got for me? Because
Well, that's a great point, bro. Because a lot of times people really don't understand how words transition into things which you think they mean versus what they mean.
right,
And a lot of times people don't understand that this is how they get shit through when they so-called politic. They make these things happen right in front of your face. It's right up under your nose, as they say. It's not behind your back. When you figure it out, they told you already. But they told you in a way where you probably wouldn't understand. So this is where the ignorance comes from. This is where the miseducation of the so-called black people in America. Great point. And I think his name is Clark or Anderson or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, though.
is it Clark Anderson?
I think
Oh,
so.
Anderson
I
Clark?
don't know. Something like that. I
I'm
don't want to
gonna
be
look him
wrong,
up.
but
I'm
I
gonna look
think,
him up.
yeah.
I definitely
Yeah, he's
still
a
have that.
he's a good speaker too, Pete. He be doing them lectures and stuff too. I think he was on the Breakfast Club as well.
Yeah, he was. He matter of fact, he was one of the ones that shot Charlemagne, that like blew his ass out the water like an old ship. But Charlemagne went to asking that man something dumb one fucking day, and that man went off on his ass on the show. I don't even think they let that part of the show air. But sitting down thinking about it, if we were really, as they trying to tell us now, the important people when it comes to the vote, right? Without your vote, we can't do it, right? If the 3/5 of a man's stigma did not matter, or was not true, or was not used, why do we still have such things as redlining, right? These zones and districts and heavier law punishment for those of us who are of color, right? Because if we were counted as a whole person, not 3/5, a whole, the treatment that we get, the laws that have been passed, the rezoning, redistricting, redlining, so on and so forth, and all of these things would not exist today, and everybody would be on equal footing. If I'm saying that right? Yeah, dude.
No, you good. Interlude.
Yeah, brief it.
Oh, damn! 5-0.
You there! Get out of the truck and put your hands in the air. Stand on one leg. With the tip of your finger, touch the tip of your nose. Now, in a circular motion, rub your stomach and pat your head while saying rubber baby buggy bumpers.
Rubber baby buggy bumpers.
Strike a pose.
I guess that's in the Constitution too.
Yeah, rubber baby bumper, rubber baby bugger bumper. Shit.
But go ahead,
Well, yeah, y'all. So knowing what I know, or knowing, or trying to grasp and understand what I hear about from what he said, is the 3/5 of a man section of the U.S. the Constitution. Right now, as it stands, I feel like that needs to still be removed because we're still not being counted as the whole person that we are, right? So that means with law, with education, finance, medical, all of these things that we should have equal access to, that we don't get equal access to, should be made now to where all of this can be turned around and said, you know what? All these years that these people done made shit happen out of no fucking way, right? Think about it. We done made shit happen with no way for nothing to really happen, but we made it through. And that's not just because we're survivalists. That's not just because we're survivalists or people who had a lot of help. Yeah, we had help, but it came from within our own little small environment and community that basically you're trying to keep us pinned in, right? Because every time we do make a come up, it's always something that drags us back down. And Black Wall Street was a very prime example of that because I feel to believe if you'd have just left us the fuck alone, you'd have found out how strong the black dollar really was. You know, a lot of inventions and a lot of the medical things that we use still to this day came from so-called black people, right? But white man had to have his hand in it because it wasn't benefiting for him. But now everything that we do that should be benefiting us ain't benefiting us, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next video and get that one set up and let y'all check this one out. Because like I said, they offer very different views on this particular portion of the Constitution. So check this out, guys.
Misunderstood clauses in the United States Constitution is found in the population. The Three-Fifths Compromise was devised by those who opposed slavery, not by those who were for slavery. Or to put it another way, it wasn't the racists of the South who wanted to count slave populations less than white populations. It was the abolitionists of the North. The framers of the Constitution were deeply divided on the issue of slavery. The free states of the North wanted to abolish it. The slave states of the South wanted to expand it. You might say that the Southern slave states wanted to have it both ways. They wanted to count their slaves for the purpose of representation, but they didn't want to give any representation to their slaves. Why did this matter? Let's look at the numbers. In the 1790 census, just 3 years after the Constitution was ratified, the free states of New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware had a population of about 1.8 million free whites. The slave states of Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia had about 1.1 million free whites and 633,000 slaves. Add those two numbers and you get nearly equal populations between the North and the South. By the time of the Civil War, the slave population had grown to 4 million. Imagine how much more powerful slave states would have been without the Three-Fifths Compromise. If 100% of the slave population had been counted, slavery may very well have lasted into the 20th century. Why, you might ask, didn't the North simply insist that the South not count slaves at all? Because the slave states would never have agreed to join the Union. They would have formed their own country, and we would have had two nations, one free and one slave, living side by side in conflict from the very start. The Three-Fifths Compromise was the solution to the most difficult challenge the framers faced: how to create a single country out of people so divided on a fundamental issue. As discordant as the compromise sounds to modern ears, without it, there would have been no United States. Following his defense of the compromise, Emory President James Wagner issued an apology to his outraged critics, asking for forgiveness for his clumsiness and insensitivity. As it turns out, Wagner had nothing to apologize for The 3/5 Compromise didn't deny the humanity of blacks, it affirmed it. I'm Carol Swain for Prager University. Thanks for watching. To keep our videos free.
It's a great point as well.
Nah, going into what she said toward the end, knowing what we know from the brother I first posted, and hearing what she had to say, that still sounds to me like the 3/5 Compromise was not a way to truly affirm that black people were of humanity, right? Or it reaffirmed that they were human. Of course, we were human from the start. But the 3/5 Compromise only gives us 3/5 of our humanity, right? They had 100% of their humanity. So what? We only entitled to 3/5 of everything that was made off of the back of slaves way back then, right? It could easily go into why we're not getting reparations, because we were only counted as 3/5 of a person, less than human, right? Like your boy said, animals, farm animals, chattel. We were slaves, right? Now, I'm not saying that everybody was a slave, but they had free people of color in this land before slavery began. So, that's just a misnomer that people that we found through our due diligence on this show to say that there were free people here already, right? So, in my take, the 3/5 Compromise needs to be revisited, and the Constitution does need to have that removed, right? And have something put in its place to affirm, right, that the people of this country that are of color, black, are not 3/5 of a person. Because as long as the Constitution still reads that you're 3/5 of a person, you're going to be counted as 3/5 of a person, right? So no matter who you know, who you go under, what name you go by, if you're black in this country, you're still going to be counted as 3/5 of a person. So in my take, that's something that I think needs to be removed, and that something needs to be put in place to affirm that black people and people of color, so-called black people, people of color, natives to this land, and otherwise should be given their human right, the right to be included in everything, the right to be treated fairly and equally, both financially, medically, educationally, and otherwise, right? Because those are the three biggest things that's a hurdle in our way right now. So, let me know what y'all think in the comments on this one. What you got, brother?
You passing the mic, or you were just asking me what's my opinion on it? Because I think she had a good point. I think both points was good points. I think both points was actually, I think the points complemented each other really, because just like my little piece gonna be, my piece is a part of the Constitution as well. It's the 13th Amendment, and it has a lot to do with
slavery, right?
We had with your in there. So like I said, it's my segment complements what's going on. So I think from their standpoint, you see these things happen over time. So it's really a timeline that I kind of caught from both sides. His was more from the beginning than to what her perspective was, because like she said, how it got worse after the Civil War, so that was weird when we believed that Abraham Lincoln, freed the slaves around that time, right? So that's all I'm saying. And they definitely had two great points as elders. So shout out to both of them. You ready for? You want me to? You want me to go?
Yeah. I was attempting to answer the question that you had got. You was asking me about passing the mic. I was doing both, but I got choked up eating some pancakes, and I had to drink some water to get the sugar down. But yeah, brother, I was passing the mic, and I wanted to get your opinion as well as if we still got any people in the comments that want to drop in and say whatever they got to say. I'll still be keeping the eye while we rolling with your segment.
All right. Well, I just wanted to do a quick breakdown, just right quick, because it's a few videos, but it all goes together. It's gonna tie a little bit of the past with a little bit, present time things that's going on. So, what's good, chat? So yeah, I'm about to jump into my segment right now, man. So yeah, I just want to break that bitch down right quick. So, just to brush people up on certain little things, just in case, people, if they was wondering.
You might think that the United States is a modern nation, but it is still governed by a document that was written more than 200 years ago by a group of men who often couldn't agree on anything. So what exactly is the U.S. Constitution? The United States of America was established with the Declaration of Independence in 1776. The following year, the founders wrote a set of rules for the new country called the Articles of Confederation. But it soon became clear that the Articles did not allow central government to do important things, like raise taxes or conduct foreign policy. So the founders held a meeting to draft a new set of rules and principles, and finally settled on the U.S. Constitution as the best way forward. The Constitution established the U.S. as a representative democracy, or republic, where politicians are elected by the people to make decisions. It divided power between three branches of government, ensuring that no one branch could ever become too powerful. And it included a list of rights that all Americans possess. One of the first documents of its kind anywhere in the world, the Constitution helped to define a nation and unite its people. While the Constitution has never been perfect, it can be changed through amendments. Amending the Constitution isn't easy. Changes need to be proposed by Congress and ratified by state legislators. But it can be done, and has been, 27 times. The 13th Amendment abolished slavery. The 19th Amendment gave white women the right to vote, and the 26th Amendment lowered the voting age to 18. The Constitution was designed to evolve with the needs of the nation. That's why it remains the supreme law of the land to this day. What amendments would you propose to the U.S. Constitution?
Whatever people want to believe about whoever the people who bought or delivering the message. They just telling you what the amendment in the Constitution is. You can go look this up in the fucking dictionary. It didn't matter if it came from them, bro. Right? This was just a brush up. This was just a brush up for my people who don't remember how the Constitution go. In eternal.
Right. All when it was written, because
it has nothing to do with Trump or none of that. What is yo, it's losing your mind. Where Trump come from? What the hell? What the hell is we talking about Trump? Peter, go rewind the show, Eternal. Go rewind the show. Or
Frigga, you've been basically
please.
You could say they may have some propaganda with them, but for the most part, the information that they're putting out is based on information that they're researching. Like
it's public. It's public information. That's public information. Is what I'm trying to say, Pete. It's public information. What I just showed you. That wasn't nobody's opinion to spin or none of that. It just is what it is. The fuck.
Now, Eternal Gaze, the only thing I can say is that, what specifically do you say is the time to take to the streets behind.
We ain't even got time,
Right.
bro. I got a road, bro. If they'll figure it out. This is so if people not, I just want to brush y'all up right quick with, just so we could set a foundation for what I'm gonna be discussing, and that's the 13th Amendment. I think this one should be abolished. It shouldn't have never existed. I think if we look at it from a perspective of, like I said, the compliment from P's point, with the the 3/4. I'm sorry, 3/5 or 3/4.
Yeah, 3/5.
Okay, so
yeah, they called it the 3/5 compromise. It was Article 1, Section 2.
Article 1, Section 2. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So based off of Article 1, Section 2, this is what stemmed from it, basically. So in the way they found out how to make more money and create more of a situation by doing it a certain way. Not only writing this into the Constitution, this is how you get these little things that I forgot his I don't remember his name, Pete. The guy you showed earlier.
Yeah.
This is the type of stuff that he was saying basically comes with those type of decisions when you make those decisions. So
in this history short, we will be examining the impact of the 13th Amendment. On December the 6th, 1865, the 13th Amendment, abolishing slavery in the United States, became law. How did former slaves react to their newfound freedom? Across the South, many African American couples immediately sought to renew their wedding vows. Although marriage was not at all uncommon under slavery, the laws in southern states did not recognize these marriages as being legitimate. Others, who had not been allowed to marry before, also rushed to exchange vows. Many freedmen also set out to find relatives they had not seen in years. Families had often been separated by slave traders, and newspaper ads appeared across the South seeking out relatives who had been sold away into other counties or even states. When families could not be completely reunited, many adopted the children of close relatives as their own. Many African Americans also sought out new professions, hoping to escape being forced to work in the fields of their former owners. Large numbers of freedmen moved away from the predominantly white areas they had been enslaved in to areas with larger African American populations. Others moved to test their newfound freedom, celebrating the fact that they could travel freely for the first time without papers from their former owners. This freedom to travel without permission was the first step in a long road toward legal equality for African Americans. In the Reconstruction-era South, the liberty to travel was a very symbol of freedom for many. "I must go," one South Carolina woman insisted. "If I stay here, I will never know I am free." Many freedmen dropped their slave nicknames and took on new names as a way of separating themselves from their former owners. Names such as Freeman and Washington were common. Some insisted on being called Mr. or Mrs. as a matter of respect. Still, the question remained, would this newfound freedom mean equal economic and political rights for African Americans? A freedman named Henry Adams put it this way: "If I cannot do like a white man, I am not free."
Dang.
Now tell me that ain't one of the realest statements you've heard.
Motherfucker sound like Uncle Ruckus.
If I can't be like the white man, I'm not truly free.
Damn. So, looking at how they look at it from that spectrum, right, Pete?
Right.
You teach This is what you done taught our children in the goddamn McGraw-Hill books and shit. All right, Eternal? This is what's going on, man. This is the miseducation that I'm talking about, Peter. Now, you saw some of them people, bro. All them people did not look like... You saw some of them suits them niggas had on? Some of them suit jackets them niggas had on? Tuxedos and shit?
All kinds of good
That
wear.
nigga mixed the raggedy ones with the good ones. I was like, oh yeah.
I dress how I like.
Dress just like the white man. Even though we made up suits. Anyway. We gonna move on, P. I just want to show you from, like I say, from that spectrum. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna continue on and see what's going on, further on in history. But as we come closer and closer, we get people, that talk like this about the situation.
The 13th Amendment, ratified in 1865, abolished slavery in the United States, but it included an exception. It allowed involuntary servitude as punishment for a crime. This clause led to the rise of laws known as black codes, which targeted black individuals by criminalizing everyday actions, such as being unemployed or not carrying proof of employment. These laws often resulted in imprisonment, where individuals were forced to work under harsh conditions. This system, known as convict leasing, allowed states to lease prisoners to private businesses, creating a new form of labor exploitation. For example, in some states, preaching without permission or loitering could result in imprisonment. Even children were affected, sometimes apprenticed to employers if their parents were considered unemployed. These practices show how systems adapted to maintain control over black lives after slavery was abolished. The 13th...
So what your boy was talking about then, P? What he was talking about? If all this was going on.
I'm trying to tell you. Oh yeah. 13th Amendment.
This is a part of your point as well, and this is what the lady was talking about, the pager you lady. She said that the slavery went up after the Civil War. Eternal, was you listening? If it happened, it happened. That's just statistic. They ain't got nothing about talking about propaganda. The fuck? That's not no lie. That happened. This is what we basing it on. And you talking about fuck Trump? You saying fuck Trump because we don't agree with slavery? Or you saying fuck Trump because you think we agree with slavery? But you can't, because we're speaking on the amendments that said that we were slaves. Am I correct what I'm saying, Pete? Or am I tripping?
No, you're not tripping.
Okay.
And you're highly correct at this point, because these things were in play and being done long before you, I, Trump, Obama, Joe Biden, Bush, the second Bush, Reagan, Ford, Nixon. Fuck, do I need to keep going on? Like, all of this was in play long before those guys were president. Right? So we got to start looking at what they're saying, what was being done, because if slavery was abolished around the time that the 3/5 of slavery hadn't been abolished at that point yet, but after slavery had been abolished, they still had the 3/5 of a man thing, or the 3/5 of a human thing, as far as black people being slavery or being enslaved in play. And it should have been removed after that point, right? Because now the whole slavery thing is over with.
You're right. Allegedly, happy. Look, you guys, that's cold-blooded. Allegedly. That's cold-blooded.
That's a better way to put it, right? So now that slavery had allegedly been abolished, we're going to create some new laws and regulations and
to make sure everything's straight. Y'all free though.
You're free, but you're free under these guidelines now.
God damn.
So it was You can't win if you try situation, right? No matter how hard you fight, you ain't gonna get it.
And then they started treating freed people the same way. You could get caught up, and these motherfuckers was capturing freed people, bruh, and putting them in captivity too.
Right.
A good example is 12 Years a Slave. That man was playing the violin, P. Some fucking well.
A musical prodigy.
They done trapped this fucking man, bruh. He was in Mississippi, Alabama, for goddamn Georgia.
Oh, Georgia somewhere. Yeah, Georgia.
Here go my next one, Ron. Here we go.
Constitution of the United States, the 13th Amendment says slavery is no longer legal. You can no longer enslave a person, make them work with no pay. Story. Except for, there's an except for, if a said person is convicted of a crime and sentenced, that person can be put into slavery. He or she can be made to work as a slave. Clear. It's been like that since 1865. That was the amendment.
243 years after the first slaves arrived in North America, in 1862, during the height of the American Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln issued his Emancipation Proclamation, which gave Southern slaveholding states 100 days to rejoin the Union, at the same time ending the institution of slavery. When Lincoln and the Union failed to receive a response from the Confederate South, Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation turned into law on New Year's Day, 1863, declaring that all slaves are thenceforward and forever free. At the same time, Lincoln understood that his decree applied only to territories currently part of the Union states, but his proclamation's symbolic stand
Only the
shifted
territories,
North's
Pete.
Civil
Check him
War
out.
objectives from not
he
only
got us.
preserving the Union as a solitary nation, but for the abolition of slavery from American soil. Realizing that Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation would have no constitutional teeth after the end of the Civil War, Lincoln and the U.S. Congress began work on a constitutional amendment which would formally abolish slavery under federal law. In response, the U.S. Senate passed a proposed anti-slavery amendment in April of 1864. However, the process faltered in the House of Representatives when Democrats resisted its passage under the weight of an election year. After Lincoln was soundly reelected to a second term as president, in December of 1864, Lincoln's hands-on approach to the legislative process, combined with an emboldened Republican Party, to push the 13th Amendment through the House on January 31st, 1865.
He pushed
After
for
the
it.
amendment passed with the required two-thirds majority vote of 119 yeas to 56 nays. Lincoln would not see the final ratification of the 13th Amendment, which passed the Senate on December 6, when on the evening of April 14, 1865, actor and assassin John Wilkes Booth murdered Lincoln at Ford's Theater.
Who
less than
remember
a
him
week
being
after
an
the end of the
actor
Civil War.
as well?
Together with the 14th and 15th Amendments, passed during the Reconstruction era, the 13th Amendment sought to bring about equality for African Americans, yet pushback from Southern states saw the rise of black codes and Jim Crow laws, which continued to segregate African Americans until the Civil Rights Movement combined with voting and anti-segregation laws of the mid-1960s, making the 13th Amendment a vast step forward in America's slow embrace of racial equality.
Constitution of the United States, the 13th Amendment says slavery is no longer legal. You can no longer enslave a person, make them work with no pay. Story. Except for, there's an except for, if a said person is convicted of a crime and sentenced, that person can be put into slavery. He or she can be made to work as a slave. Clear. It's been like that since 1865. That was the amendment. And the deal was the southern states, you just had jaywalking, loitering, whatever the thing is, they give you any case, then they put you right back in jail and they put you right back on a plantation, make you work for free again.
Oh my gosh.
Yesterday, at around 6 o'clock, 6:20,
all these guys in this video, including myself, we almost got killed by Macon County Sheriff's officers due to the fact that they maced us with MK9 or Mark 9 spray. We got trapped in a 2-man cell for 5 to 7 minutes. Officers came and seen that we was in the cell, suffocated, notified their commanding officers that we was in there choking and suffocating. They never took any action for at least 5 to 7 minutes. Any more minutes after that, everybody in this video and this picture right here wouldn't be here today, right here now today to say anything to their family or face their charges in the court of law. Without no justification, Macon County almost killed us due to the fact that they was trying to starve us and give us poor food. It took one Corporal Turpak to come in there and realize after he was told by the officers that we was in there choking and suffocating that he took it upon himself and gave the command to open the door and came in there and got us out of there before we started to pass.
He sent down 9 findings and recommendations to the grand jury sent down 9 findings and recommendations to the city of Hanceville, which include a rampant culture of corruption, abolishing the police department, and the death of a Hanceville dispatcher was the direct result of the Hanceville Police Department's negligence.
These officers find themselves on the opposite end of the laws they were sworn to uphold.
5 officers, including the Hanceville police chief, arrested following an extensive probe into the department. Dispatcher Chris Willingham was found dead in his office in August. His cause of death was the toxic effects of fentanyl and other drugs. Crocker says Willingham had access to the evidence room.
I would just say that nothing was secure about the evidence room, and when Mr. Willingham was discovered, there was evidence in his office.
Crocker went into detail on how people had access to evidence. It was through this hole in the wall. He says people would use the broomstick to jiggle the door open.
This individual who had the stick is actually sticking his head and upper body into the hole.
Crocker says evidence tampered with includes cases in Hanceville Municipal Court and in state court.
I am not optimistic about the ability to prosecute cases with tampered evidence.
The question remains how many that will be.
You're working on that. One is too many.
Grand jury found the Hanceville Police Department is acting more like a criminal enterprise than law enforcement and a threat to public safety.
The recommendations have been made to the public at large, and then whatever action is taken will be up to the mayor and the council.
We went to Hanceville City Hall to ask the mayor what's being done to correct the corruption. The city's lawyer handed us a statement and answered a few questions, including about the future of the police department.
That's something that will have to be addressed by the council and the mayor at a meeting.
Coleman County Sheriff Matt Gentry says if the police department is disbanded, the sheriff's office would take over. Preparations are underway right now, although no formal request has been made.
We will do what is necessary to protect our citizens in Hanceville, because they're not just citizens of Hanceville, they're citizens of Coleman County.
How is the people of Hanceville supposed to entrust their council and mayor to hire another police chief or more officers?
When something is done, my office, state agencies, sheriff's office are going to be there to assist them. The mayor and the council have pledged their full cooperation with this process going forward, and I take them at their word.
In Hanceville, Megan Scarano.
So these effects from all that shit, P, still does exist to this day.
To this day.
To this day. Like my dog Dante Water say, to this day. So it comes from a place of, that's why I like when he do the shit, like, people make fun of it, but it has such a, a eerie truth to it when he said, and how he was telling that dude that, it's that same old shit y'all been doing and having it, and not only just doing it, having it in place to say it's okay to do. Yep. Like the whole system fucked up. And we talked about the jail system a couple of times in a couple of situations was going on in fucking jails and shit. I'm talking about motherfuckers out buried up under the fucking ground and all kind of shit.
What it was? 200 plus bodies buried behind the jail.
So
this is what that 13th Amendment guaranteed right here, though.
There we go.
You know, but people
Exactly.
want to say,
Shout out
leave the
to Abraham
Constitution
Lincoln.
alone.
Shout out to
Right.
Abraham Lincoln, huh?
But we got people talking about leave the Constitution alone. No, the Constitution
That
has to
that
be
man pushed for it. He pushed for the
rewritten,
13th. I said, boy, that's a slick motherfucker, boy. You big ear bastard. All right.
You know, there are certain parts of the Constitution that could be left alone, like the First Amendment, the right to free speech, the Fifth Amendment, the right to not incriminate yourself,
Yeah,
the Second Amendment, the
I
right
think
to
the
bear
women.
arms.
I think the women rights should have been higher up. I think they should have been did that shit. The women come after all that slaves.
Right, I think they come in like the fifth or sixth, the
20 something.
Ooh, boy.
18 or something like 19. One of them. Yeah, bro.
But,
So
you
just
know,
the rest
so-
with this story, though. I'm gonna finish off with this one. You want to say anything about the what you heard about the police? What happened in Alabama with them police? Because
Bruh,
I got a
like-
second one to that, a part 2 to that.
Oh,
'Cause
well, go ahead and run the
something
second one to
did
that, and
happen.
then I'm gonna give you my take on it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Now, the Coleman County Sheriff's Office is now handling law enforcement services in Hansville. Good evening. I'm Sherry Jackson.
So the sheriffs did take
Carly
over.
Lang. According to Hansville Mayor Jim Sawyer, all employees of the Hansville Police Department are now on administrative leave. CBS 42's Amy Hybels joins us now live in Hansville. Amy, this all comes after those arrests yesterday, the police chief and 4 officers.
That's right, Carly. This also comes after a grand jury recommended that the police department be immediately abolished out here. Now, I did have a chance to talk with the district attorney today about what he's concerned about moving forward in this investigation. District Attorney Champ Crocker shared with us what's next in terms of determining if any cases will be negatively impacted after their investigation discovered that the Hansville Police Department's evidence room was not secure. Here's what he had to say about that.
The judge for the Municipal Court of Hansville issued an order yesterday calling for an evidence audit. So I'm going to make a request of the state of Alabama to come in and audit that evidence room. It's troublesome to me because a prosecutor's job is to do justice. We can't do justice if our evidence is compromised. One is too many. We're going to find out.
Now, Crocker said that he really pushed for an investigation of the Hansville Police Department following the death of former dispatcher Chris Willingham, which the grand jury said in its findings, they said it was the direct result of the Hansville Police Department's negligence, lack of procedure, general incompetence, and disregard for human life. Now, according to the official autopsy report that we got our hands on, the cause of death was the combined toxic effects of fentanyl and amphetamine and several other drugs that were listed, and the manner of death was ruled accidental.
Well,
Accidental.
that's one good thing that I'm glad they got under control.
That
right?
is crazy.
So
work,
the biggest thing that I see that needs to happen now, not just the fact that the police department needs to be disbanded. If the sheriff's office is going to take over,
They gotta look at
does
them
that-
cases, P. They gotta look at all them cases. Yep, that's
they gotta
crazy.
they gotta go through all them cases one by one.
They gonna
right?
have to delete a
Especially-
lot of that shit because that what the judge was saying. This shit is ridiculous. I'm
Even
probably
if-
about to, clear all that shit and shut that shit down. What I'm gonna
Right.
do? How are we gonna be
You
able to
got no
judge
choice.
that? We don't know what they've been fucking with. They've been having exes,
Right.
jiggling brooms in the fucking evidence, bro.
in the hole in the wall, huh,
And
bro?
doing all kind of shit, bro. Like, and you could tell they've been doing it for a little minute, bro. So, it's not no secret. So just imagine how many black people they locked up with they gang banging ass.
And then the
How
thing
many
that-
niggas they done sold guns to and all this type of shit. So,
And that begs the question though, right? What if anything, as far as crimes, alleged crimes and drug offenses? Because remember, we've seen videos where officers are taking drugs out of their pocket and throwing it in people's cars, right? So if you find that the entire police department of Huntsville is guilty of evidence tampering, then that means all evidence collected in said drug arrest need to be thrown out, which means all those cases that went even before you found this out need to be revisited and thrown out because you had a corrupt police force and you didn't find out about the corruption until the death of one of the officers that worked at that police station. And that only would be fair and just if you say you're trying to seek justice, right? That would only be the fair thing to do because that's just what happened. Like your entire police department was dirty.
Yeah,
right?
they must have he thought it was creamer, Pete. He didn't put fentanyl in his cup. They say it was an accident though.
Yeah, if they believe that, then they believe that the people who were there were innocent from the assault.
Oh Lord. He was in that bitch wildin', Pete. Man, they done laced this fucking back. Bruh, I could just imagine the shit was going. His fat ass got his fucking head through the thing. Knowing they ain't about to run after no fucking body, so that's all they can do.
That's
tamper with evidence and shit, fat nasty.
I be looking at the police officers of different places I go. You know, we in our police department is in a center of like 3 or 4 different police districts, right? We got the sheriff on the east and the west. We got a sheriff in the south. We got our police department. We got Harbor Patrol. We got state troopers. We got all kinds of people down here, right? And I kid you not, some of these fucking officers, I don't think they would pass a fitness exam based on their weight. You know what I'm saying? They don't look like they would be able to run a block behind nobody, you know? Right? So thinking about that and looking at the situation like what we just looked at with these dudes out there in Huntsville, bro, them dudes look like they was on drugs.
But see, that's because the niggas are DEI high. You can't discriminate against fat people, man. You gotta let them be cops too, Pete.
Yeah, if you can't pass the fitness exam, if you can't run a block, you don't need to be a cop.
You shouldn't want to be happy. You shouldn't want to. Right?
Oh, the real.
But everybody got to sympathize with everybody, bro. So you know, things that we believe that's realistic becomes, you know, blurred, as they say.
You know what? I just thought about it. People who think realistically get criticized and for thinking realistically and having a set of expectations that literally meet everything that you say, right? But then we get those that come with, especially in law enforcement, with some very unrealistic expectations of their officers, and then get mad at the people for saying, bro, you knew better than to put that dude on this police force in the first place. You could look at his face and see something wrong with him, either mentally or physically, that, you know, granted, you're not supposed to discriminate, right? You're not supposed to judge. But at some point, who was monitoring these dudes? Right? The police chief, his wife, 5 other officers. So how big was this police force if 5 of them, including the police chief and his wife, all got arrested? And now the whole police department is shut down. So what color was the person that died? right? Was it a black person? Was it a white person? You know what I'm saying? Vague answers. Oh, you just tell us who it was. You don't want to tell us what color it was, right? So it had to be a white person that died, because if it had been a black police officer that died from a fentanyl overdose on the job, in the evidence locker, they'd have made it seem like it was all him. Like, oh no, we knew nothing of him having access to the evidence locker and this, that, and the other, and we didn't know that he was nothing but the fentanyl and this and that. But a white person died, you just tell us the name, and then say he was in the evidence locker and came across some fentanyl, and that's how it got in his system. Well, why was the fentanyl in a position to be exposed in the evidence locker when you know that fentanyl itself, just the smallest microgram, is enough to give you a cardiac arrhythmia or kill you, right? So who prior to him had evidence, access to the evidence locker? And why would the whole police department be on paid administrative leave pending an investigation, which means those that didn't get caught in this situation, like the other officers got caught, even though they may be guilty of some wrongdoing at some point too, they get to go scot-free, join another police department or the sheriff department of that town and or that county period, and still be free to be criminals behind the badge, right? Am I saying that right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So I'm just thinking about that, like, and then if even after the sheriff's department takes over, will that make it any safer for people of color? Because we know that 9 times out of 10, a lot of people of color got locked up behind that crookedness with those officers and the police chief and his wife.
I think this investigation is gonna I think it's gonna web out, Pete, into other investigations with other cities, and they're gonna uncover a lot of shit, bro. And you're gonna see how much
uncovering
race,
could happen.
racist cults and shit, hiding, as brotherhoods and all this shit here is a part of all this shit. These people exist, and because of that ideology that these forefathers had, right? They believe that this is, the truth. This is the way. This is how you do things to these people, because these people are less than. Like, a lot of them still believe that, bro, and people don't understand that.
A lot of the 3/5 of a man. He ain't nothing but 3/5 of a man.
You see what I'm saying, P? So even when they read the Bible, they look at it like they found that in. You see what I'm saying? Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah. So it's all a part of the ideology of it too, right? So if we look deeper into, trust me, it's gonna be more that's uncovered, P. I think this is gonna definitely, like I said, web out or branch out, as they say, when more investigations come forth, and more cities are going to get exposed for this type of behavior, bro, and even worse.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing that type of stuff happen, because at the end of the day, deep down inside, I think I'm gonna say it like this, bro, and I think this would be probably one of the best things that could probably ever happen. I feel like there needs to be cameras, right, in every facet of police station, right? There needs to be a microphone at every desk, right, recording every conversation. If you are to have a cell phone, it is to be issued by police, by a specific set of no personal cell phone. Like, you can't have a personal cell phone, period, as a police officer, right? You have to have an issued cell phone where every phone call is recorded, every text message is recorded, every video you shoot with that bad boy is recorded. You need to be tracked. Y'all want us to go get chips so you could track our whereabouts and know what we're doing and this and that. Chip the damn police. Chip their ass. That way, I guarantee you that'll put a big hamper on corruption, right? The same thing goes for the police chief, the mayors, governors, all of these so-called leading law officials. You know, if you have any racist
I don't think
intent,
without corruption, I don't think they would want to exist, Pete, if that makes sense.
that does.
I think that's where a lot of these politicians and
They get into
lobbyists
the business because they
get
want to
they own that side of the game too. It's just meant to keep away from the people, you know. Even though the people want, you know, everybody. Okay, they look at it. I'm gonna say I've heard this saying before. I ain't gonna say they look at it. I'm gonna say I heard this before. People want their guilty pleasures, right? So somebody has to get it for them, and so you're not gonna stop like drugs and alcohol and whatever else, you know, people are into or cook up to get high with, or you know, or to escape,
Whatever
as
that
they
is.
say, whatever
Right.
that means. Yeah, it's like a ongoing thing, right? But they make it seem like as if they need to control it. So this is how they make the money, which is the part I be looking at. Y'all act like motherfucker can't grow their own weed. Niggas, people can make their own shit. Like y'all don't have to. But you know, I guess some people like to shop too. I guess, P. So I'm looking at it like
Shopping is an
they
addiction.
use this to their advantage, right? Like the people's conveniency. They use that to the advantage, and I think that would creates that market. And these people and these politicians and them, they get money from them people to keep their shit going. They extort them people because they say,
Now,
"Well,
look.
oh, I'm a politician." Oh, go ahead. I know I probably triggered something when I said that. Go ahead.
Yeah, because look, okay, so I heard somebody talk about the DOGE, right? The Doge thing that Trump and Elon Musk is talking about, right? Now, I saw a video where a lady was saying, how is it that a lot of these politicians have a net worth that's in the hundreds of millions, right? When their annual salary, their yearly salary isn't matching up to what their net worth is.
Yep,
Right.
a lot of them, P. A lot of them, yes, sir.
So would I now the way the lady
Taking trips
explained
that
it,
they
she was
can't
like,
afford, lining up.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead. I know exactly what
So
you're talking
the
about.
way the lady basically explained it is that they found they're using Elon Musk is using specific people on his team that are researching the financial records, deals, and otherwise of everybody in the political sector, right? So remember when Trump got in the first time, like he wanted to drain the swamp, and we were thinking that it meant about the pedophile, the pedos, the trafficking of exploitation of women
Yeah,
and
it did. It
children.
was about the
Yeah.
human trafficking and stuff too. Yeah.
What
It was.
if what if this was one of the parts of him draining the swamp that he didn't get a chance to do in the first term?
Yeah, it sounds. Yeah, I thought that what you was making the comparison of, to be honest with you, because that's exactly like that's a part of the the plan that he was trying to do.
The first go round.
Yeah, with the first go round, right? And a lot of people went against that, which was weird. So prostitution went up, Pete. I don't know if y'all looked at the statistics.
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't.
More, yeah, you know.
More whorish
That shit
behavior
went, yeah.
began.
Not only that, like, if you know, and so with that leads to, right? More missing kids, more, excuse my language, more missing children.
Now that's weird.
So this is not really, because that's when they snatch them, P. A lot of them girls we just was talking about that had the girl say she been out there since she was 13, bro. Yeah, P. All this is going on, right? At one time, bro. So when we looking at one thing, you know,
several other things that's happening on the back.
This is what's going on. So I believe you with that, with the Mustang, because the Musk put on his Twitter the Social Security, this how they robbing the Social Security. Somebody 350 years old getting a Social Security check. P. You know that?
What?
Ain't no way. Go look it up on your DJ. Musk Twitter, you know, Social Security, because he got the ages lined up and he got, you know, what's the numbers. Yeah, he said it must have something about vampires or something, because how two people, one was like 200 and something years old getting one, and somebody 3 something years old getting one. Now the oldest person that exists in this world right now is like, I think probably like 119, bro, something like that, 118.
Well, aside from the little lady that's supposedly 141 from Jamaica or something like that.
Oh, so you heard the 141? The Jamaica is a part of the United States, though?
Yeah, no, not from, I don't know where she's from, but she said she's 141. She don't have no sugar, meaning no diabetes.
So it should just be one lady then, right? She's the oldest woman then, right?
One lady.
So in her Social Security, it should just be a 1 right there, right? Because she's the oldest one, right? It should be a 1, right? By 149, right? If somebody, well, what I mean by 1 is when on the graph, if somebody is saying, okay, this how many people getting paid Social Security, and this is the money that they're taking out. You see what I'm saying? If you count people, P.
Right.
There's only one lady that's 149, bro. So on the graph, it should say 1, right? Follow me.
Yeah, it would say 1, right?
It would say 1 person, P. Think about it. It took you a minute. You all right? You okay, huh?
Yeah, because I was no, but she's not 149. She's 141.
Okay, she's still the oldest woman. You about to let me call this lady
right, yeah, but
okay,
there would be
my point is it would be a 1.
It would be the oldest
right?
person.
Yes, okay.
Right, yeah.
What if I told you there's thousands of people that's getting Social Security check at 141, P?
Boy, then that would mean somebody is literally.
Yes. So going back to your point, I definitely see what you're saying with the Musk situation. That's all I'm saying. He's showing y'all the mismanagement of what all these people been doing, bruh. This shit been going on for a long time, bruh. And they mad at getting exposed, so they trying to get the public involved to try to stop this shit. We digging in their pockets, P. They can't go on their trips no more.
Somebody got to dig in their pockets, because every time we try to do it, we get slapped.
No, man, we can't even get a fucking street fix. Man, we can't even get a street fix for a bitch go and get her toes done in Jamaica and shit. This is the fucking problem, bro. They just called another politician, young black woman out there spending all kind of fucking money on family trips to Disneyland and all kind of shit. He buying cars. What?
See, them be the people you need to put in slavery. Then let the town that they let the town whip them, right? You out here spending our hard-earned tax dollars on your lavish living, right? Is not like you doing what you're supposed to be doing for the people. So everybody in the town, black, white, don't matter, could get a paddle.
It hurts even
And
more, Pete,
whap
knowing
you
that you
across
know the
your
Constitution, though, Pete.
for
Think
every
about it.
dollar you done stole.
You a politician, though. Come on, Pete. It hurts a little more to me, bro. It hurts a little more when you young and so-called black like that, bro. And you know the situation, and you know what's going on. You know the Constitution and all that shit, bro. Like, you know how this shit go. You know all this. You gotta learn that to even be a part of being a politician and shit. And you mean to tell me you say fuck all that, bro, and I'm about to just take from the people, bro? Like,
when everything you ran off
people
was
fought,
supposed to
right?
be
That's the
for
story
the
they told us.
people.
People fought for y'all to be in office, and look how they cutting up, bro. They doing the
Every
same
time.
corrupt shit, P. They doing the same corrupt shit. See, motherfuckers talk
But
that
then
shit until that money get in their hand. P, you see that? It ain't even much her money, but it was close enough for her to take it though, so she did it. Look, it wasn't even her money, but it was right there.
That's that. What I've been telling
It was
people
right there.
about too. When they're young, those infants and those eyes open and they start realizing that those hands can move. Ooh, something bright, shiny, and flashy right in front of my face. Let me grab it. And that's what they do.
And
That's what they do every time.
But as grown adults, that's what make it worse. I think when you sounded like an infant, as grown adults,
As grown adults, think about it.
a man tell you you can't leave your children in the car. Oh, I was just going in there right quick, ma'am. You might have didn't listen to the sentence. You can't leave your children in the car.
Yeah, but I'm just going.
See, look,
again. Ma'am, I'm gonna say this one more time, and if you
it's crazy, bro. And that's what I'm talking about earlier about compromising with people, right? Looking at stuff realistically, but they have these group of people that always looking to help compromise other things that they know are what. You see what I'm saying? Non-realistic. Oh, that's why the world is looking. That's why people looking insane. Pete, ain't nobody they telling them they okay. Tell them they fine. There's nothing wrong with them. And they killing people and chopping. Man, come on, Pete. We done talked about all kind of shit on this goddamn show.
Yeah. People don't do it. And that's the thing. It looked like it's getting worse. The one thing
everything is okay, man.
Especially when it comes to the in other news part that we talked about. At least she didn't unalive them children. You know what I'm saying? Because we done talked about people doing some sick shit,
putting in the trash can and all kind of shit,
and keeping them in the house for years. Like, how do you live with a decaying body in your house?
You might as well say she left from the you know what I'm saying, to perish. You might as well say she left from to
right,
wither away, bro. Man, that is great. She was playing with other people, sure. I'll hate to go back to that, but yeah, Pete, I got one more update for you, bro, but it goes along with the same situation with these jails and what's going on with that. Yeah, Pete, and that's it for me, Ron. We could close out.
Okay.
Breaking news: murder, manslaughter, and gang assault charges filed in the death of Rochester native and inmate Robert Brooks. Former prison employees all facing a judge this afternoon, while demands for justice echoed during a tense encounter outside court.
I know you remember this one, Pete.
Today's major turn in the case comes more than 2 months after Robert Brooks died, a death which authorities now say was an act of murder. Good afternoon, I'm Matt Malloy.
And I'm Lowell Rose, and for Karen. The suspects are now charged in the case, Brooks' family and others demanding justice. He was 43 years old when he died in December.
Charges vary among the defendants. 9 of them listed here faced a judge this afternoon in Utica. The name of a 10th person charged in the case has yet to be released. Now, the case has drawn restaurant outrage since news emerged of the December 9th incident at Marcy Correctional Facility in Oneida County. 13 Wham's Natalie Calzatoni is on the major turn in this case. Natalie, good evening to you.
Good evening to you, Matt and Lowell. The family of Robert Brooks among those in the courtroom as the charges were announced. Supporters also showing up chanting justice for Robert Brooks. 6 former Marcy Corrections officers are now indicted for second-degree murder in the beating death of Brooks, an inmate who was handcuffed. Those officers are Nicholas Anzalone, David Kingsley, Anthony Farina, Christopher Walrath, Matthew Gallagher, and one named defendant set to be arraigned Monday. 4 others are also facing lesser charges. All entered a plea of not guilty, and I'm told 3 unnamed Marcy employees reached plea agreements. According to the indictment, upon arriving to the emergency room of the infirmary at Marcy in December, Brooks was at various times restrained, beaten, choked, gagged, and forcibly moved and kicked. These beatings and other assaults were perpetrated by defendants while acting in concert with each other. The special prosecutor on the case, Onondaga County, William Fitzpatrick, says Brooks died from a massive beating to his body, repeated restrictions of airways, and choking on his own blood. Brooks' son speaking out after facing his father's accused killers for the first time.
I will never get my father back. The men have robbed me of that opportunity. Still, indictments are an important step toward accountability. These men murdered my father. It was on video. The whole world got to see it. Waiting a month for these charges have been extremely hard, but these men need to be prosecuted and convicted of the crimes they made.
I think any sentient human being looking at the tapes naturally comes to the conclusion that he must have said something. He must have spit at the officers. He must have resisted in some way. And the fact of the matter is, he did absolutely nothing.
Now, Fitzpatrick says at least 6 defendants made bond today, and supporters here expressed their outrage. I'm told there are at least 2 current or former Marcy employees and 1 current or former Mohawk Correctional Facility employee still under investigation. Reporting live in Utica.
Dude.
They did what? Oh.
I remember that. I remember
And they got
that.
more officers. Look, and there's more officers then got
waiting to be arraigned.
Right to be arraigned, and then got
So
damn, what she said? Not acquitted. She ain't say acquitted. 2 is some unknown motherfuckers that some shit happening to 2 at the same time. That's what I'm trying to say, but I forgot exactly how she put it. But yeah, P. It goes with the segment, bruh. So that 13th Amendment, bruh, it is destroying America, and it has been for a long time. This is why we have the eras that we talk about, especially the one I was born in, the crack era. The crack era. Phew. Man.
Dude. I remember that video. That was.
You remember that? That's what I'm saying. That's an update for you. So yeah, they did arraign them, and they did get the charges on them because they killed that man, bro. They killed him. Straight up.
Listen, they keep giving these guys second-degree murder charges, and you can clearly see
you on some capital shit. You on some king shit. I feel you.
That
you want the cap.
They did.
Yeah, you want the cap.
Nothing short of cold-blooded, premeditated murder.
I'm going out. Yeah, so I want cap for you motherfuckers. Like they do in football and shit. They got cap space for you motherfuckers.
They shouldn't have even been granted bond. I don't get that. Why
that
would
bond
you
shit pissed me off too.
After...
That bond shit had me hot too, P. That bond shit.
No.
And then look, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was in the 100,000. So you know that could get reduced.
Hey, look
the
how
house
low
up,
it was.
blase.
Right? They probably had that just from. They probably had that money You know what I'm saying? Oh man, look,
like they're doing
my
nigga
wife
like
gonna
on
go
the
to the
streets.
bank and pull 100,000 out right quick.
You know,
That probably was drug
probably
money
put
and
the
everything.
house up for collateral and shit. You know how they do, type of shit. Yeah.
That's fucking crazy,
It's
bro.
money to move around. It is, bro, and part of the game that we speaking of, right? As we talking about Constitution and what's actually right for everybody. Like I think his name Mr. Anderson, like he was saying, bro, it's crazy that we don't look at the whole perspective. We only look at it from a spectrum of what's been told to us as it's been told by these people who just say it's just we, right? So the question is, who the fuck is we then? If we writing in shit that ain't supposed to be there, and we writing in shit that Ben probably was supposed to be there, right?
Bruh.
So like the band said from PragerU, we had some people that was discussing shit about, and they couldn't agree to shit because they white ass didn't know how to handle it. So yeah, it is what it is. We were definitely involved in this, and this is why they keep mixing Republic with Democrat. You noticed that too, huh, P? They kept saying this is a republic, but they turned it. It was of democracy. I said, wait, what? That's that's plans and stripes.
That's not
Early
the
water. So, which tells you that America before is not actually the America of the corporation that they started, P.
Right.
See, this is a business. I noticed how they separated that shit. That's why it's a fucking democracy, because it's a chairman board, huh? Ain't that what they call it when they in their big offices and shit? It's a board of them motherfuckers, huh? And they all gotta agree to it, huh, P?
Yep.
See what I'm saying? So it's players playing games without you being even invited or knowing that they playing.
Yep.
So how can you know what I'm saying? How can you win? You don't even, goddamn, P. Like you said earlier, brother. So you said, so like I said, my shit complimented yours. That's why I say what I said earlier, bro. So it all came to full circle around. So yeah, great segment.
Yeah, I definitely gotta give credit where credit is due, bro. But I'm still stuck on how they even get into bond, even as a judge. Nah, I'm revoking bond for all of y'all. No bond. You get no bond. You know what I'm saying? Because you're police. You are. They never said that now one of them dudes couldn't be police no more, or that they were fired from the police
Even
department
judges
and
do
then
that
brought up on
sympathizing
charges.
shit. Yes, you're right.
You know what I'm
Even
saying?
judges sympathize though, Pete. See what I'm saying?
Right.
See what I say?
But
No,
why?
not sympathize. What that word I used earlier? Compromise. See, or was you see you be, what is that? Like, nobody want to be just like, that's why I love people who's straightforward, bro. I like straightforward people, bro, because it doesn't make no sense to try to justify why people are doing what they're doing. You don't have to do that. It's not supposed to be for you. That's what God mean about judging people. See, it's not about you pointing out what's wrong with a person or what's going on with that. No, it's about a person being straightforward with you. That's the judgment he's speaking of. And when people are not straightforward, you have to do what, Pete? That's what I'm saying. See what I'm saying? You know, it's
You gotta handle it.
you gotta
I don't
handle
know
it.
how.
You gotta fucking handle it. Yeah. But go
Hey,
ahead, bro,
I
because
agree
some
with
judges
you.
don't see it that way. So you could tell how certain judges is with that situation, though. So
Damn, but damn,
them niggas
though,
wouldn't have got
bro.
no bail. You seen what Miss Rhonda said to your girl, though, huh? 250
million.
million.
Bitch, in order for you to get out of here, you gotta win the
shit.
Powerball.
3 of them bitches.
You
Just
gotta win the
for the
Powerball
low.
and the Mega Millions
That's
just to
crazy.
get out of here.
Yeah, scratch offs ain't gonna get it, P. Ain't enough.
Not at all.
Scratch-
Not at all. Damn.
That bitch get
These motherfuckers be sick with this shit, bro. I'm telling you.
Bruh, people
All
out
them
here
judges-
losing their way, bruh. That's why they need to stop listening to that fake ass bullshit. And why people, I noticed, bruh, a lot of people not really listening to, you know, if there is got the news on or something, it's like they dissecting it more than just sitting there listening to what they saying now, because you know of people like us, bruh. You know, free media, though.
Yeah,
You know, you
it's
get
that-
different perspectives on what you hear versus you being told it a certain way. You know, it's very narrow based and is very purposely. It's very purposely, though. And people tired, bro. You know, it's coming to that point. It's too much shit going on with us. You know. I seen a lady go to a market in Mexico. This man chopped up the chicken in front of her. That shit was $4, nigga. I mean, cut that bitch into filet breast, nigga, and everything right in front of her.
That
You heard
thing
me,
said, I
dog?
got 2 legs, 2 thighs,
$4.
2 breasts.
$4. He chopped the rest of it up, and he chopped he chopped one side of the breast for her and sliced it down. And she had that in the pack, and he gave her the rest of them $4.
She had a whole meal.
He did it right in front of her too, with the
Right.
with the
I think
with the
you know what?
scissors.
I
Make
think
sure
I saw
you,
that one.
you
Yeah.
probably did. I'm trying to, man. What? I said, no, that's
All
fresh.
for the low.
Nah, that's fresh, and that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Hey, look,
Our
and it was
package
free. Oh, if I'm not mistaken, that
is
was the
way higher
pre-range
than that,
chicken.
especially for some chicken breast, bro.
Hell yeah.
That's
Nigga, you
these
better not
prices
think
are
about going
ridiculous.
ask nobody for no fucking chicken breast right about now. Fucking single chicken
So,
breast probably cost
you
you
know,
about $5.
So people gotta. This man just got in office. We got to think about what happened before that. That's all I'm saying. People
On the real.
People gotta stop though. This shit don't happen in 2 months. Everything don't happen in 2 months.
It sure don't. Well, no, look. If
This has been
anything, we just
years
in the first month
in
and
the
a half.
making. This has been
Right.
years in the making, bro. Remember, we gave a lot of stuff to a lot of people because a lot of people needed our help again. Pete.
On the real.
Yeah, a lot of people needed a lot of our help. We needed to help them. And
We did look. Did we really need the help?
okay. No, but we don't care. we just you know,
We
okay.
here.
Okay, let's
Right.
help them. Let's do this.
Like I said, a lot of stuff that
Ain't nobody
done in this
asking where the
country,
money
I'm
come from. Where the money coming from? Cause I damn sure ain't giving up my pockets. My son need to smoke that crack. What's the fuck wrong with you?
I think again,
Coming from the
and
American people.
I know I probably said this once before. Now I'm gonna say it again. I think everything from the low level government
This
to
shit
the
crazy.
second, and the state, from city, state, from Senate to Congress, all the way up to presidency. I believe that nothing should happen in this country without us voting on that shit.
Man, bro, these motherfuckers don't know what be going on, P. That shit crazy, bro. And I'm talking about the politicians too. Like, how y'all be running for office and shit? Y'all know what the fuck going on? Temperature of the room, man. What's going on? Find out what the people want. Find out what the people feel like. And if you know that and you using it against him, yeah, bitch, you do need to be
You gotta go. You gotta go.
get what coming to you. The fuck? It shouldn't be no compromise for shit. You see what I'm saying, Pete? That's straightforward and that's honest, and that's how you get people to handle business, bro. All these people who make millions of dollars know this, whether they scammers or not. As you know, these motherfuckers, scammy motherfuckers will tell you anything. That's what I'm trying. Exactly. The Nigerian
I'm not gonna guarantee you that you're gonna get some money back out of this, but I'm gonna tell you right now, You gotta check.
Shit, trying to exactly. Exactly. You feel me? It's all kind of ways people can talk you out your drawers, as the saying goes.
On the real.
So just think about that on a political level, not only as just some riddle or a saying that somebody told you just to, use for the person, that everyday person. This is going on, in the higher places. So I hope people pay attention, bro. But that's like I said, bro. Pretty sad though.
Yeah. Well, for the folks in the building, all of our faithful followers, Cop Season, BD504, Butterfly Kiki, welcome back. Chop Tracks, who jumped in the section in a comment for a quick little spot just to give a shout out to let us know he was checking in on us. Thank you, brother. Eternal Gaze, don't know who you are. You're more than welcome to come back.
Yeah, come up next time.
Information on what you are speaking about. The link was in the comments. If you wanted to be brought up on stage, you could have did it that way. And we could have discussed what you were talking about, because you dropped a lot of stuff in there, and we were not expecting that. So yeah, other than that,
it had nothing to do with what you were speaking on neither. So I wasn't gonna attack you too if you would have came up. That's just my reaction. That's silent right there. I'm very passionate about what's going on. So especially when somebody wrong.
Nola Fast and Receipt says good night, y'all.
Good night. Good night, Nola.
So, yeah, definitely want to thank everybody for dropping in, jumping in them comments. Keep them coming. Further comments could be dropped on the rebroadcast, or if y'all got any comments y'all want to drop in on the rebroadcast, that is fine. Tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. Hit that like, subscribe, and share. Make sure, if y'all have anything, like we say, if y'all have anything y'all want us to talk about, hit us up at, what it is, Silent blunttalknola@gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
We got the Instagram, Blunt Talk Nola. We got the Facebook, Blunt Talk Nola. Just hit us up and let us know what y'all want us to talk about. We'll do some research on it. Have our little bit of pre-discussion about it to see if it's going to be something that definitely will draw some more attention our way. We look for that. We accept that. We want that. Once again,
the fact you was quiet tonight too. That's weird. You said good night. I didn't even know you was in the building. I just thought about that. Shout out to you. Ain't said nothing. Ain't commenting on one thing. It's all right.
Well. Oh, okay. Well, for sure, man. It's been another great one. I'm glad my brother found something that literally complemented what I had to talk about. That's in other news. Almost damn near went the same way.
Yeah,
Got to talk a little bit about
facts.
Mental disorders, behaviors, things like that. So literally, we just encourage everybody to just keep your eyes open, especially if you know somebody that's got children and you don't see them children.
Stay aware, be responsible, hold it down.
Yeah, big time be responsible. Because what I was about to say, definitely.
I was just shouting people out so we could roll. I was just saying, stay aware, be responsible.
Also, think about your behavior when it comes to your children. Think about your children's behavior when it comes to you, and be more mindful, like, of certain things, because they dropping little cues for you. We as parents, like I say, parenting doesn't come with a handbook. We not trained professional psychiatrists, counselors, or any of those things, but our children definitely give us little cues and warnings that they can't express it in the terms that we need them to express it. They can only express it in the way they know how to express it. Whether it be acting up,
and guess what? And that's how you, whatever they learned around your ass too. That's right, Pete.
Right. Yep. So you gotta
it's a full circle. Yep.
Right. You definitely gotta watch what you say and do around them, because they'll start mimicking you like
once you do it, it's over with. Yeah, once you do it, it's over with.
They definitely start mimicking like a parakeet at that point. And you'd be, wait, where you get that from? They got it from you. If they didn't get it from you, because I know a lot that, you know, there's like I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and I said, my children never saw me point at an airplane and pretend to be shooting that airplane down, right? Yet during my younger children, the older ones that, you know, he ain't home with us, you know, out of the second set, they didn't watch a lot of TV, you know, they didn't get the chance to do all of that. It was like a lot of book reading, going places, doing things. We would listen to a lot of music. Where they get the notion to want to come outside and pretend to shoot down an airplane from, I don't know. But they never saw me do it. They never saw their mama do it. You know,
inspiration.
So it was kind of mind-boggling to me. Like, they never saw me do that. So I thought about it like this: is that something that is genetically passed down? Like, you want to pretend to shoot down?
Well, you know, they don't learn everything from you. You know, they pick up stuff from other people, or, you know, things they didn't see that you probably didn't expose them to, or, you know, you never know, because they like sponges. You know, they pull shit from all kind of places. But I get what you're saying, though.
Yeah, but that just was a thought that I had thinking about the earlier part of the segment. But yeah, man, it's been another good one, y'all. Hopefully we got something hot for y'all for Sunday. I definitely gotta get to work on that come tonight and tomorrow. Yeah, this been Blunt Talk NOLA Friday edition. Hopefully we got something good. Like I said, something good should be lined up for y'all for Sunday. So,
yeah, hopefully you got something good for Sunday.
I'm gonna say we, because I might need your help.
I got you, homie. That's what's up. Just let me know. That's all I ask.
So yeah, man, that's all for the night, y'all. We put in a good 2 hours and 52 minutes and 10 seconds with y'all tonight. So, you know, that ought to tide you over to Sunday. So holla at your boy. I am P. Dot on the spot.
Side Child 17 goals, son.
And we are once again Blunt Talk NOLA.
Peace, y'all.
And we are out of here, folks.